Sports Radio Channel 84 is reacting to the madness throughout the tournament.
This is a legit Final Four contender.
For the analysis, the insight, and the passion of March Madness, it's Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84 in the car, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
If it's the NCAA tournament, it's on Westwood 1.
It will be Grant Hill to make the pass. They're not going to guard Hill making the inbounds pass. Here's a high looper. There's Leitner. He turns. He shoots. It is good! Christian Leitner hits a turnaround 17-footer at the buzzer, and the Duke Blue Devils head to Minneapolis. My, oh my, oh my.
6.9 to go. In it comes to Ethan Morton. He's going to dribble this one out. And the second verse is the same as the first. UConn repeats as national champions.
Now it's time to head courtside for Westwood 1's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament.
We welcome you to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for exclusive first-round coverage of the 2025 Men's Basketball Championship between the 16-seed Alabama State Hornets and the 1-seed Auburn Tigers. Today's broadcast of the NCAA tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is sponsored by AutoZone, by Cintas, by Granger, by Pluto TV, by Kohl's, by Progressive Insurance, and by NCAA.com. Hi, everybody. I'm John Sadak, along with former Notre Dame star LaFonso Ellis. Brad Heller will join us later from the Westwood One Broadcast Center. Well, two teams at extreme ends of the spectrum in multiple ways. Alabama State was having a mid-year, as the kids say, and then got hot. They have won 7 straight, 11 of 12, and a wild game in the first 4, taking on a number 1 overall seed Auburn, dominant on the year, but losses of late, 3 of 4 entering the big dance.
Yeah, for Alabama State, they had to win 3 games in a SWAC tournament just to get here. So that experience gave them much-needed juice and energy to get here, yet they playing against a Goliath in Auburn. 16 quad 1 wins. That's 2 more than any other team in the country over Houston. And so this is time for these guys to make the run as Colin comes over and gives me some love here. It gets me completely off track here. But, yeah, this Auburn team has been dominant all year long. So a big opportunity for Alabama State. And Auburn's got to just be who they've been, aggressive defensively and push the tempo in transition.
One of the other wrinkles, so there's been one matchup in the Bruce Pearl era. This will be the 7th collision all time. Auburn leads the series 6-love. They did match up in December of last year. So the stewards on both sides were in the same spots, including Tony Madlock, whose son, TJ, is one of the stars for his Hornets.
Yes.
And TJ grew up watching Auburn when Pops was an assistant under Tony Barbie from 2010 to 2014.
There's nothing like a son-dad opportunity to play hoops together. I've gotten a chance to coach both of my boys, and then talking to Tony Matlock yesterday, he said it's the best thing ever to be able to get here with TJ. It's a storybook opportunity.
Tony Madlock, Tuesday night, his first NCAA tournament game as a head coach. Alabama State's first ever NCAA tournament win. Up next, we'll have the lineups and the opening tip-off. It'll be a 1-16 matchup as Auburn takes on Alabama State. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to...
Pause for the facts.
I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro. Facts. A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion. Facts. A ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie. Facts. Starring me, Little Miss Confident. Yeah! Facts. Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Back in Rupp Arena, the 1 meets the 16 in Lexington. The lights are out. Time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, LaFonso Ellis, let's get it going with the SWAC champs, the 16-seed Alabama State Hornets.
Yeah, they got to limit their turnovers, take good care of the basketball to not allow Auburn to get out in transition where they can be explosive. And then secondly, when they get dribble penetration, put 2 on the ball, they got to be able to kick and make knockdown threes. And for Auburn, they've got to defend without fouling. This is a Alabama State team that's great at putting it on the deck and getting the gaps. They got to be disciplined defensively. And lastly, they've got to get that basketball inside to Janai Broome and let him go to work. There's no answer for him on the floor. Play through Janai Broome.
One of the most dominant men in America. We check the starting lineup, sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. The 16-seed Alabama State Hornets, 20-15 on the year. They have won 7 straight, 11 of 12 SWAC tournament champs. They go with 4 guards and 1 forward. Size will be an issue. TJ Madlock, coach's son, second team all SWAC, had a team high 16 the last time these teams met in December of last season. He's joined by Amar Knox, first team all SWAC, originally committed to Memphis as a 4-star guard. He's their leading scorer, 14.5 per, had the winner against St. Francis Tuesday in the first 4. CJ Hines, second team all SWAC, MVP of the SWAC tournament, team high 20 in the title game, but he's at 6'2". Micah Octave at 6'5", a senior, second on the team, 5.5 rebounds a game. The one true big, their best shot blocker, the 6'10" Josteven Walker, 27 swats for the redshirt sophomore. The third-year head coach is Tony Madlock, looking for a second-ever NCAA tournament win for him and his program. The number 1 overall seed Auburn Tigers, 28-5 on the year, regular season champs in the SEC. They go with 2 guards, a swing, a forward, and a center. Denver Jones, all-defensive team performer in the backcourt, a 6'4", 205 senior, joined by Miles Kelly, 6'6", 190 senior, leads the team 76 three-point makes. Chad Baker-Mazzara, third team All-SEC. When he was last in this building, season high 22 points against Kentucky. He is the senior by way of multiple transfer. Janai Broome, potential player of the year in the country. The only man in Division I men's history, 2,500 points, 1,500 rebounds, 400 blocks, the SEC player of the year. And their true big is Dylan Cardwell, the winningest man in Auburn history, looking for his 117th win in an Auburn Tigers uni. The 11th-year head coach is Bruce Pearl, the SEC coach of the year. Before he arrived, Auburn had made 8 total NCAA tournaments over 75 seasons. This is his 14th as the head coach, 6 of those with the Auburn Tigers. He has turned them into the power this season in the power league in college basketball.
Bruce Pearl, such a great coach, so accomplished. 4 different schools to the Sweet 16, Milwaukee, Tennessee, Auburn, and then the past Southern Indiana when they were D2. He can coach, flat out coach.
Auburn clad in white with the blue lettering numerals, orange trim, Auburn and raised caps arched above the numbers on the front of the chest. Alabama State in the black tops and shorts with the gold lettering and numerals, Alabama above the numbers, State below in gold across the chest. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. 7th all-time matchup. Auburn has never lost to Alabama State. 6-0. Blew them out in December of last year, 82-62. The ball held aloft, and it's back tapped into the backcourt left. Loose briefly on the deck, but chin and spin as it's won by Auburn, and Denver Jones were underway. Auburn ball in the front court right. Perimeter passing as Broom feeds out of the near right wing for Baker Mazzara. Wraparound bounce pass grazes Jones's hands, taken away by Alabama State and Micah Octave. Knocks up the floor, showing the shake. A look middle, and it's handled by C.J. Hines. Gross size disparity between these teams.
Yes.
Knox, ball screen right, lob right, fed to Walker. Walker weaving to his right. You can see the hesitation from Alabama State. Madlock outside right. Look to Steven. Baseline J on the way. Short. Grazes iron. Rebound Auburn.
He'll take those kind of shots all day long.
Auburn transition triple for Jones. Rolls away. Ripped down by Alabama State. Micah Octave. He's up the floor right to left. Transition three of his own. Got it. 3-0 Alabama State out the gate.
Off the rebound, pushes it while Auburn is below the foul line. He's able to knock down that open three. Alabama State's going to have to do a lot of that, playing ahead of the defense today.
Auburn in the front court right. Losses in 3 of 4 entering the tournament, but against a gargantuan schedule. Left wing wide open. Miles Kelly three. Drops it in, tied at 3.
Created by a monster screen by Dylan Cardwell. That's what created that open space to be able to get that one off.
Alabama State knocks outside left in the front court left. Flip up top to Octave. Returns to Knox. He is defended in space by Jones, a stellar defender. Begins the pound 14 to shoot. Everyone standing off ball. Knox drifts to the middle. Ball screen lying in wait. He denies. 8 to shoot. Now a feed right for Walker. 5 to shoot. Lead deep. Right wing three for Knox. Grazes iron. Rebound Auburn. Here's Baker Mazzara sprinting up the floor. Has a gross size advantage over Madlock, who picks him up on the wing right. Eyeballs the post, gets isolation. Instead, feed middle for Broom, who hasn't had many touches early. Jones saunters to his left, picked up by Knox. Feed right, Baker Mazzara. Lob inside for Broom, catch underneath. Shot is good. He had the bucket as soon as he had the position.
Yeah, got himself in the middle of the floor, sealed his defender up the lane. They just threw it over the top, and he scored.
5-3 Auburn, little over 2 minutes gone. Alabama State spreads the floor noticeably. Knox picked up by Jones at the base of the logo. Ball screen left, goes with it. On a switch, he's got Broom. Tries to cross him over. 12 to shoot. Drives on him. High kiss, miss. Rebound underneath. Madlock dribbles out. They didn't hit rim. Twisting jumper is good. Rattles it home with 5 on the timer. Tied at 5.
What a smart play by Madlock. Realized that he was in the paint, but 2 guys surrounded him. Escape dribbled out to the left side. Left his defender and able to knock down that 15-foot jump shot.
Well, Madlock may give up some length. He is a well-built young man. Broom giving a 3, puts it up and a miss. Tapped and controlled by Auburn and Cardwell. Feed to Broom. Drives down the lane. He gets tripped up and fouled. He'll go to the line.
Because of the scramble on the offensive rebound, all of Alabama State's players were on the outside. That allowed Janai Broom to go right down the center of the lane.
Coach's son, T.J. Madlock, picks up his first. So now it's Broom, line right. In 4 career NCAA tournament games, 17 points, 10 rebounds a game. The shot, though, noticeably short and very flat. Among his weaknesses, 61% of the line. And while on his career, he has hit threes, he's had a down year from deep.
Yes, and after transferring from Morehead State, he's been absolutely incredible. SEC Player of the Year, all SEC first team 2 years straight. He's been fantastic.
He converts on the second free throw at 6-5. Auburn the lead. Alabama State the ball. Modest pressure in the backcourt. Fronted by Baker Mazzara. They slough off as Madlock crosses. Alabama State down a point. Little over 3 minutes gone. Knox between the ring surveys. Rolls to his right. Snaps a chest pass up top. Hines claws drive. Altered by the length of Cardwell. A running try out of bounds. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Here in Lexington, Kentucky, it's 6-5. Auburn the lead and the ball. 16:47 to go in the first half.
The size of Auburn should be a factor. They should dominate the offensive glass against a much smaller Alabama State team. 2-3 zone here.
2 subs ready to sub in for Auburn. Alabama State's first look at this defense. Lob to Broom, who shoved off the block right. Ball reversal left wing. Rhythm 3 for Kelly. Got it. He's got 2 triples, and it's 9-5 Auburn. Alabama State other end. Head fake right wing. Octave sealed off end line by Kelly. Picks up the pound. Flick to Madlock. Elbow J falling away. Bad break off bottom rim, and Cardwell's got it. Auburn ball left to right. Denver Jones pushes out of the right wing. Baker Mazzara, fake left, drive right. Swiped at by Hines, can't get the steal. Great look behind the head, into the corner. Broom up the wing, 3-ball, good! Miles Kelly again, 3 threes and a 12-5 Tiger lead. Alabama State needs some poise and a bucket. Nadlock on the drive draws a foul as he went right at Miles Kelly. That'll be his first. Here's a timeout of the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. 15:49 to go in the first. Auburn 12, Alabama State 5. For the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
The beauty of a tournament cheat sheet is that someone else spent thousands of hours watching film and analyzing stats, so you didn't have to. When it comes to hiring for your small business, LinkedIn does the same thing with candidates. LinkedIn delivers the strongest hiring data and insights to help you identify the right candidates to make the best hiring decisions. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Back in Lexington, let's check each team's tournament resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. The number 1 overall seed, Auburn Tigers, 16 quad 1 wins, most in America. 10 wins over AP-ranked teams, 4 in non-league, matching the total they had in their first 118 seasons combined, while Alabama State, sluggish start, began 9-14 before winning 11 of 12, including 3 in 3 days to claim the SWAC tournament title. The SWAC 10th, looking for the 10th win as a league in NCAA tournament history.
Yeah, it's cliche, friend, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they got hot late and put themselves in position to be able to play against one of the best teams in the country today in Auburn.
Alabama State out of the timeout of the floor. Entry in the front court left end line drive. Reverse drive for Hines. Altered and slapped that, partially blocked by Broom. Auburn up the floor. Fire down into the paint for the subbed in Shandy Johnson. Broom clapping. Wants the ball up top. Lob right for Pettiford. Up fake. Dribble left behind a Broom screen. He looks and resets. Bruce Pearl hand signals what he wants. One-handed flick out of the right wing, Baker Mazzara. Lob to Broom, he's double. Touch pass up top, rhythm 3, Pettiford hits heel. Long board, Baker Mazzara artfully taps it to Kelly. Miles Kelly, 3 threes already. He had 9 en route to his brilliant day in Rupp the 1st of March. Broom giving the isolation, double comes. One-hand flick to Pettiford, 8 to shoot. Hesitant 3 in the air, no good. Great box out by Alabama State, but it's loose on the deck. The sprawl, brief tie up both teams, and a jump as the timer hit.
Yeah, that's now 3 offensive rebounds for Auburn here in the first 5 minutes of this game, and that's an area because if they have a phenomenal size advantage, they've got to be able to take care of it.
Sean Fulcher subs in, first minutes for Alabama State. Hornets, the Arrow, have the ball. 14:57 to go first half, 12-5 Auburn the lead. And some modest full-court pressure from Auburn. They're going to allow a late sub as Chris Moore gets his first minutes, replacing Chad Baker-Mazzara.
Yeah, I love the decision because you want to make this Alabama State team uncomfortable and try to wear them down because they don't have a ton of depth with skill.
Also had to play on Tuesday.
Yes.
And then the long ride, about 2.5 hours to get here late in the night. So Alabama State in the front court left. Fulcher running the show. Plays some catch with Knox. Ball screen right, denies. Goes left against Broom. Gives him no space. 13 to shoot. Forced to back out. Contested three is good. That's a tough shot. 12-8.
Yeah, the ball screen created a mismatch with Janai Broom guarding Sean Fulcher, and he did a nice job of taking advantage of it and knocks down that corner three.
Fulcher clapping his hands in front of Pettiford saying, let's go. Up top, Kelly for three. On fire! He has hit 4 threes. And he is crushing Alabama State by himself. It's 15-8.
An off-ball screen by Chaney Johnson down just underneath the basket. Got his defender hung up, and he was wide open. And Denver Jones drills his 4-3.
Up top, Knox loses handle and line out of bounds. Try to keep a tight dribble, but right there was Kelly to provide pressure. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis here at a Grainger broadcast position in Rupp Arena, Lexington, Kentucky. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com.
Partner, I saw that you had to read my name. Did you forget it already?
Well, the card informs everyone of everything. It is the most precious commodity courtside.
I would agree.
6 minutes clean gone here in the first. Modest pressure on the ball from Alabama State. As Pettiford allowed to bring it across, Fulcher with 22 on the timer provides a bit of space. Broom screen lying in wait, gets fed up top. Fire down low is tipped by Alabama State. Saved by Auburn, sideline out of bounds. Pettiford, no possession exchange. 12 to shoot. Drives right to the rim. From bottom logo to short of the tin and in 17-8. Alabama State in the front court left. One-handed flick out of the left wing. Simpson, up fake, defender Pettiford tumble. Kick back to Octave left wing. 6.5 gone. 17-8 Auburn. Fulcher drifting to his right. Picked up by Kelly. Ball screen lying in wait from Ocon. 9 to shoot. Ocon shapes up, then up top. Handoff and screen for Fulcher. Trouble with the handle. Trying to step back. Now drives in. Mid-lane floater right hand. Bad break off glass. And a shot clock violation. It was caught on the miss by Ocon. Now Alabama State is claiming they did ricochet iron. It was hard to tell. It was a bad miss.
Yeah. And fast.
And it might have hit the left side of the rim after it bounced off of the glass. And they're going to go to the monitor to confirm. They're shaping up for Auburn entry. But I think this is going to be Alabama State ball with a reset.
Confirmed.
Now they're going to say shot clock violation.
Yes, because it didn't touch any part of the rim. And Auburn's doing a terrific job right now of keeping those speedy Alabama State guards in front of them, which is keeping them out of rotation and making them have to take tough challenge shots. Well done here early by Auburn.
#1 overall seed. Tigers the #1 seed, period, for a second time in program history. SEC, despite a dominant year, hasn't had a national champ since 2012. Broom, left block, double, blind pass. He whips it to Pettiford clean. Kelly, deep left wing three. His first miss. And the rebound to Simpson at Alabama State. There's a heat check. Octave, transition, triple left wing. Little short, rebound Broom at Auburn.
He didn't make it, but those are the kind of shots that they're going to have to take and make in this game.
And up the floor, whistle off ball as Pettiford pulled up on high.
Yeah, Chaney Johnson doing a really nice job of catching a smaller guard down on the inside, and Octave and able to post him up deep. Octave panicked there and grabbed him, and that's the call that the official made.
That'll be his first. Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice, taking places beyond your pits. Old Spice is you cover total body deodorant, 24/7 freshness, pits to toes with daily use. Right corner three is in and out for Kelly, tipped out of bounds by Alabama State. It'll be Auburn ball 16 to shoot.
Yeah, Chris Moore making a quick reaction to the offensive glass, able to challenge that one and keep it in the possession of Auburn.
So Broom will trigger. He's had a quiet beginning to this game.
They're double teaming him down in the low block, so he's having to get off of it quickly.
Inbound to Moore. He's doubled, fights through it, slides to the rim, gets tripped up and fouled. And might have rolled his ankle there. He is in some pain as he comes up grimacing, clutching at his lower half.
They made a really good read of an over-aggressive closeout and able to drive it to his left to get in the lane. But as he's on his way, he clipped the foot of an Alabama State player and rolled that ankle.
And stepped that right heel on the probing toe of a Hornet. So he is limping visibly. Foul charge to Fulcher, his first. Chris Moore, who only plays about 10 minutes a game this year, he's going to sub out.
Yeah, he rolled that pretty severely.
He started over half of Auburn's games the last 2 years, the 22-23, 23-24 year. He's now a grad student playing for a fifth year in an Auburn uniform.
Yeah, and that just speaks to the depth that this Auburn team has. And one guy gets in foul trouble or a guy just needs a rest. They have so many guys over there with skill and ability to be able to sub them in. And that's part of the reason why they've been so successful all year.
So Moore is not going to the bench. He's going back to the locker room area. So choice of the shooter here, and they're going to put Chaney Johnson at the line, 71% free throw shooter. First is in the air and good. It's 18-8 Auburn, 12:20 to go in this first half. Broome gets a breather. 20 seconds dead ball means immediate. Cardwell is back. Baker Mazzara also subbed in.
Yeah, Chaney Johnson has had some really good games, but he's been a little quiet lately. He had a season high 26 in the win over Georgia State and scored 20 in the win over Vanderbilt.
Division II transfer who hits the iron for miss. Alabama State the rebound. Now the Hornets need offense. They're down 10 with 8 gone. Vulture outside right gets a clear. The length of Baker Mazzara, much longer, taller player guarding. 10 to shoot. Gets closer at the right elbow. Picks it up, left elbow. Jumper no good. Loose ball tipped and controlled by Auburn and Pettiford. Pettiford up the left sideline, left to right. Behind the back move. Threads a bounce pass on a force looking for Johnson. Tipped out of bounds. Couldn't handle. 11:44 to go in the first half. There is a timeout on the court. 18-8. Auburn leads Alabama State. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Tomorrow's road, unpaved, unmapped, uncertain. But it's also where we discover what we can truly count on. Like the 2027 X15 engine by Cummins. With better fuel efficiency, up to 605 horsepower, and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. The X15 is a bedrock of reliability that stands forever ready to rise to the occasion. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Brad Heller in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to goodrx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Wisconsin, the 3 seed in the East, leads the 14 seed Montana 75-62. About 4 minutes left to go. You can hear that finish on the brand new Westwood One Sports app. Also, all Alexa-enabled devices. Purdue On to the second round. The Boilermakers, the 4th seed in the Midwest, beat High Point 75-63. Houston, the top seed in the Midwest, all over SIUE, 58-30. They are early in the second half. Let's get you back to Lexington. We rejoin John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis.
Time for the Coles fact of the game. How challenged has Auburn been on its year? Not just the 16 quad one wins, the most in America, but you include this game here and now. 25 of Auburn's 34 games this season have come against teams in the NCAA tournament this season. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. I mean, honestly, Auburn has been engaged, but hasn't looked even close to the best it's capable of, and it's cruising rather comfortably up 18-8.
Yeah, because of the size advantage that they have. Guards are able to penetrate. Help comes. They've been able to kick it over to Denver Jones, who's been lights out from the three-point line with 4-5 from 3 here early in this game.
So here comes Alabama State, right to left. Hornets into the front court left. Here left side, Simpson. Feed down the lane for Bass. Probed out by Johnson. Drives end line. Up the Grandin lane. He finds Walker. Twisting fall away is good. Tough shot. 18-10.
Yeah, able to catch that one in the middle of the floor and catch Dylan Caldwell late on the close and able to shoot that one over the top. 2-3 zone here from Alabama State.
Auburn, Johnson, high-low, looking for an alley-oop, but not quite on target with Cardwell. Fell short. Grabbed by Alabama State. Knox gets by Baker Mazzara out of nowhere. Help on a swat from Cardwell. Auburn ball. Jones Euro down the lane. Hit and fouled by Tyler Mack. That'll be his first.
Forgive me, I said Denver Jones. I meant Miles Kelly, who was 4-5 from 3. But that's Auburn, man. When they get you to take a tough shot, they can block one or turn you over. Out in transition, they are dynamic because they have super athletic wings who can finish at the rim.
And Denver Jones, a brilliant free throw shooter, second best in the SEC, sixth best in the country. 92%, first is up and in. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Jones, who transferred from FIU, an outstanding defender. He is the 5th leading scorer on this Auburn team, and he averages 10.5 a game. A flat, rare miss, and a rebound to Alabama State.
Denver Jones has deep range on that 3 ball as well, where he shoots 42% from 3.
Alabama State up the floor, down 9. We approach the midway point of the first half. Aggressive overplay on Knox by Jones. They reverse the ball right side to Simpson. The feed right for Mack, left wing Knox for 3. Rainbow, 19-13.
Yeah, the overhelp from Denver Jones in the middle of the floor created the opening for him to knock down that wing 3 ball.
Pettiford got it across and looked to Bruce Pearl, who makes a giant O with his raised curled fingers to call the play. Double comes against Baker Mazzara. Kickball as he tried to bounce pass out of it.
Alabama State has been really scrappy on the defensive end. When they've been able to keep Auburn on the perimeter and keep them from getting dribble penetration, they've been really good.
C.J. Hines back in. Micah Simpson out. Sideline trigger at the hash. They go middle for Pettiford. Auburn ball front court right. Free throw line is Johnson. Right wing Baker Mazzara for 3. Got it. And the triples continue to pile up for Auburn. It's 22-13.
Yeah, Deontay Bass overhelped there, creating that open look there for Baker Mazzara.
Alabama State, the front court left. Hines outside right. Ball screen lying in wait. He goes over top. Toss left for Knox. Dump down the left side for Mack. Jab step, holding a left foot pivot. Drifts to his right, 10 to shoot. Auburn is pushing Alabama State way outside. Hines, 4 to shoot. Step back, logo 3. Air ball. Sails out of bounds, Auburn ball.
Partner, going forward, Alabama State's bigs are going to have to get some meat on that screen so that the guards can get some separation. They're slipping out of them, and when you're playing against a good defensive team like Auburn, they're just straying in front of the basketball.
Chris Moore's testing out his banged-up foot in the underbelly of the arena. Alabama State showing zone again. Jones outside left. Reverse the ball. Baker Mazzara, right wing 3. No. One-handed rebound. Cardwell, but whistle and foul.
Partner, as this game moves on, Auburn can't get comfortable just casting threes. They have significant size advantage on the interior. They've got, whether it's Janai Broome, whether it's Cardwell, they've got to throw that basketball inside.
Foul to Walker, his first, and now the return of Moore. Walks back onto the Auburn bench. Lob entry, goes inside to Johnson, spin and in. Off the right block, right hand off the window, 24-13.
Yeah, Johnson able to flash inside, and he just threw it over the top, and he took advantage of his size advantage inside and finishes that off the glass.
Alabama State front court left. Hines look left for Bass. Reverse the ball to Hines, outside right. Octave ready to sub back in after a long time in the pine. Hines driving on Cardwell, whistle and foul on the floor before he had a shot swatted.
Yeah, because Auburn switches all that action, that time C.J. Hines able to get Dylan Cardwell on him. And when you do find a big one, you've got to drive that basketball, and that's exactly what he did to his right, able to draw that foul.
Foul to Cardwell, his first. And the sub, Octave, comes back in. 5 fouls in Alabama State, 4 on Auburn. Off lob entry, loose ball tipped by Baker Mazzara. One-on-one up the floor. It gets fouled in transition by Hines. That'll be his first.
What a smart defensive play by C.J. Hines. He knows that Baker Mazzara is 6'7", 6'8", would have no chance of challenging him at the rim. Bumps him before he can actually get that shot off.
Now baseline trigger to come, front court right on the far side. It's the 6'7" Chaney Johnson. Touch entry, Baker Mazzara, right back to Johnson, double, kick Baker Mazzara, up top Pettiford, up fake. Denied on the dribble drive, picks it up, great fire to Johnson, right block, explodes, misses, gets his own miss and puts it home. 26-13, the size. Alabama State up the floor, largest margin of the game. Knox, nasty right to left crossover. Leave on the left wing for Hines. He circles up top, 8:27 a ticking. Picked up by Pettiford. Ball screen comes left, he rolls with it. On a switch, he's got Cardwell, gets past it, puts it up, a miss. Great follow, brilliant timing by Octave. Taps it home, 26-15.
Yeah, Chad Baker Mazzara fell asleep on the weak side of the floor, and he just cut right behind him to come up with that offensive rebound, put back on the right side of the rim.
Johnson, left elbow, puts it up reluctantly and in. He was losing handle. He wanted to pass to Baker Mazzara, and he says, shrug, I'll take it, 28-15. This is all coming with Broome buried on the bench. He has not played for long spans in this game. He hasn't been needed. Alabama State front court left, under 8. Hines bodied on a switch, picked up by Cardwell. Toss into the right corner. Octave fire inside. Overplay for a steal. A foul by Johnson is first. Timeout of the court. 7:38 to go in the first half. Auburn 28, Alabama State 15. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
My friends swim no matter.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fans, you can listen to every minute of the NCAA men's tournament on Alexa. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports. You'll be able to select the game you want to hear or get access to our March Madness Mix channel, which will take you to the best action at any given moment. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. Auburn 28, Alabama State 15, 7:38 to go in the first half. What has stood out to you in this game so far?
Well, I love how Auburn on the offensive end is moving the basketball, whether it's dribble penetration against a smaller team and has forced them to help, or throwing it inside, forcing them to help. They've been able to kick it out for open threes. 5 of 12 from the three-point line with Miles Kelly, a blistering 4 of 6 from there.
Yeah, Alabama State 6 of 17, shooting 35%. Already a difference at the free throw line, too. Alabama State had a hard time getting to the stripe in that first 4 game. No free throw attempts so far. Auburn's 3 of 6.
I think they're doing a better job, though, of creating mismatches off the switches of Auburn with the bigs on the guards and driving it. That's got to be a continued recipe for them for the remainder of this first half.
Janai Broome is back in, first time in a while. Chris Moore was just hopping on the Auburn sideline, continuing to test that foot. 3 ball on entry. Hines rattles home, 28-18.
Yeah, the overplay by Auburn created a little space for him to be able to get that 3 ball off, and he drills it from the right wing.
Auburn, Jones lost handle, finds corner Kelly, little flat side rim, rebound Auburn, Hudson put back short, ripped down cleanly by Octave, Alabama State ball. They fly up the floor, weaving dribble by Octave, cuts to the rim, and Amar Knox able to put it home 28-20.
Playing with pace after misses and makes and turnovers is a good formula offensively for Alabama State.
Different defense here.
Little 1-3-1.
Baker Mazzara feed left, Broome, hesitant 3. Off heel, Baker Mazzara had the loose ball, got hit by Madlock for a foul. That would be his second.
But I would like to see Auburn punch that ball inside a little bit more. Though they were 5 of 12 from 3 before that one, they've got such size advantage on the interior to just punish this team and try to put them away early.
And Broome has had a down year in what's been a brilliant year. He might be the outright national player of the year. He's a 29% shooter.
Yeah.
The Baker Mazzara line right. 89% on the year, third best in the SEC. Free throw rims out. He had set the SEC in program record. At one point, made 51 in a row. Knocks the other end. Euro down the lane. Up and miss. Rebound ripped down by Broome. Auburn flies up the floor. Denver Jones slows. Outside right and front court right. Lob to Jaheim Turtle Hudson. Reset to Jones. 17 to shoot. 6:30 and ticking. The Auburn lead just at 8. Even though they've been fairly dominant, the score doesn't show that. Denver Jones, deep 3 up top. Off iron miss. Rebound Alabama State, C.J. Hines. Hines to the other end. Picked up in transition by Kelly. Driving on Broome on a switch. High floater. Banker rattles in. It's 28-22.
Really nice screen by Ubong Okan, able to set that screen to create some separation. He's able to get to the front of the rim and finish.
7-0 run, Alabama State. That active 1-3-1. Pass tip finds Kelly left wing. Picks up the pound. Touch pass to Broome. Free throw line. Spinning to face. Double comes. And he turns it over. Taken away by Madlock. Flies up the floor. Nice no look to Knox. Right corner. Step back. Pops along 2. It's short. Rebound. Madlock wins it against Broome, who stood there flat-footed and watched. Up top. Hines for 3. No. Rebound Alabama State. Put back Banker. Okan. It's a 4-point affair. 116.
Alabama State is quicker to the basketball and playing tougher than Auburn right now.
Auburn gets it across, calls timeout. This building has sprung to life. Timeout of the court, 5:24 to go in the first. A 9-0 run. Auburn 28, Alabama State 24. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back.
Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. Alongside a basketball legend in LaFonso Ellis, I'm John Sadak. Our producer, Mike Dodson, engineer Daryl Dostan, Peters on the stats. A brilliant job, 28-24. Auburn the lead, 5:24 to go first half. Auburn ball out of its call timeout. Alabama State has made 5 of 8 from the field and has a 9-0 run.
Well, they've been changing their defenses. They started man, then they went to a 2-3 zone, then they went to a 1-3-1, and Auburn is just casting up jump shots instead of throwing that basketball inside to their bigs.
So Auburn now on the front court right. Broom sees a triple team. Lob opposite corner. Up the wing, Baker Mazzara. He drives to the cup. High floater miss. Loose ball ripped down by Knox. Bumped and fouled. And they're going to get Broom. That'll be his first. And it's Alabama State ball.
Alabama is doing a terrific job of double teaming the basketball, forcing them to reverse it, and then they're fighting on the defensive glass to negate the size that Auburn has.
Alabama State led this game 3-zip, has not led since. Down 4, length of the floor. Entry goes to Hines, backcourt right. He's given space as Jones sloughs off and settles into a half court. Hines crosses, 23 to shoot. 5 minutes clean to go here in the first half. Octave, reluctant dribble, picked up by Broom. Bad pass taken away by Cardwell. 2-on-1 with a big man in Broom. He goes right to the rim for a dunk. He got fouled, and he collapses and falls down to the floor. I think more out of embarrassment than pure pain that he missed the dunk, and he gives a double thumbs up as he's still laying on the floor right under the cup.
Yeah, what happened there, he's able to step in the passing lane and steal that one. Then it was 2-on-1 with him and Broom. The defender went towards Broom. He kept it, tried to dunk it, and that's a freight train. And oftentimes when you go try to dunk that one, if your feet continue to go forward, John, you lose space and awareness, and you can fall really hard to the ground. And it's exactly what happened to Cardwell there.
Foul to Octave, his second. We welcome those of you joining us across our network as we have 4:55 to go first half here in Lexington. Auburn 28, Alabama State 24 in this 116 matchup. So Cardwell line right, set to shoot, only 33% this year. He hits the first. He was a nearly 60% free throw shooter a season ago. Octave with 2 foul subs out, and Deontay Bass back in for the Hornets.
Yeah, he's got a good-looking release on that basketball. The elbow is underneath, the wrist is underneath, and the ball's out front. I'm amazed that he doesn't shoot the free throw more efficiently.
Second is in the air, very flat miss, tipped by Alabama State, controlled by Auburn, falling out of bounds, flying lob to Broom as his pocket picked by Knox. Headman up the floor to Hines. Hines surveys, puts it on the deck, left hand, probing dribble. He's picked up by Kelly and he backs it out. They run the half court. Feed middle, it's Matlock who's been playing for some time with 2 fouls, the coach's son. Drifts to the near left, screen to the right by Okan. 9 to shoot. On Broom, contested free throw line. Jumper, he sticks it. Tough bucket. And it's 29-26.
Auburn Again, switching on that action, getting one of their bigs. In this case, Broom on a much smaller TJ Matlock, and he just lines him up and drills the two over the top. 1-3-1 zone here.
Lively defense. They go middle. Baker Mazzara, bump, hang, shot, miss. Left hand rims out. Rebound, Ocon, Alabama State. Up the floor, Matlock. He goes right to the rim. Erupts, and he's fouled. Oh, that slicing dribble drove right through Auburn. And that'll be a foul on Cardwell. That'll be his second. There's a timeout of the court. It's a 116. It's a three-point game. Auburn 29, Alabama State 26. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15 forever rising. On tap here in Lexington this evening, we'll have the 15 Wofford against the 2 Tennessee, and the 10 Utah State taking on 7 seed UCLA. In this 116 matchup, it's 29-26. Auburn hasn't hit a bucket in over 4 minutes. It's an 11-1 run for Alabama State to make it a 3-point game, and a foul before the break of Biggie to Dylan Cardwell, the winningest man in Auburn history, his second. Matlock at the line to shoot 2.
Alabama State's playing like they should as the 16th seed, just freely out there, and the hustle has been to rip on the defensive end. They're mixing their defensive coverages, a little man, a little 2-3 zone, a little 1-3-1, and it's completely taken the life and the spunk out of Auburn's offensive attack.
Matlock misses the second. Rebound Broom. Auburn ball left to right. It's a 2-point game. The SWAC as a league has lost 20 straight games in the round of 64. Last win was 1993 when Southern was a 13 seed and beat Georgia Tech. 3-ball Pettiford up top. Hits heel, long board Alabama State. Could they tie or lead? Headman of Matlock. He cuts to the cup, loses handle with contact. Out of bounds by Auburn. Alabama State baseline trigger.
Partner, the more jump shots that Auburn takes without ball reversals, those same side jacks is what I call them. And when they miss them, they're playing right into the hands of Alabama State because they're getting those long rebounds and pushing it.
Lob entry to Matlock, outside right. Puts it on the deck, left hand. Spins back to the basket, 20 to shoot. Defended by Denver Jones. Gives him some space. Look right for C.J. Hines, 14 to shoot. Calls for a clear. 3-ball over Broom. Altered by Broom. Caught underneath by Ocon at a whistle. And send it the other way. It'll be Auburn ball that went out of bounds. Hand off to Pettiford. Aggressive full court pressure from Alabama State. Auburn just now recognizes and a foul, an overplay against Pettiford and on-ball defense by Knox. That'll be his first.
When we talked to Coach Tony Matlock from Alabama State yesterday, he told us he was going to mix up their defenses and he was going to allow them to just let it fly from three, and that's exactly what we've seen so far in this game.
Now, it is 9 fouls in Alabama State, so it's the last of the Auburn one-and-ones. It'll be Pettiford line right, an 80% free throw shooter. Highly heralded, the 7th McDonald's All-American in program history. Free throw is up in the air and good. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Take O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
John, you spoke of his talent. In 3 straight games to end the regular season, 20 points a game, shoot 11 of 22 from 3.
Second free throw miss, rebound Alabama State. 3-ball right wing for Knox, in and out. Tapped by Ocon, controlled by Pettiford. Auburn up 3 on the run, 2 on 3. Pettiford goes right into a double. Bad force shot and a whistle and push foul. He put it up off glass and rim, and the foul goes on Bass. That'll be his first. I wonder who the crowd is leaning toward here.
Yes, I know Tahad Pettiford didn't make that shot, John, but I love the fact that he pushed that thing up the floor quickly, looking for early opportunities, because if you miss it, you got all these guys like Chaney Johnson with Broom, all those guys with size to be able to offensive rebound the basketball. They've got to continue to play with that kind of vigor.
Line right, Pettiford shot in the air and good. Animated conversation between Broom and Bruce Pearl right now. They seem to be in stern disagreement about something, and Broom seems very frustrated by the talk.
I wonder who's going to win that argument.
Auburn hasn't hit a field goal in over 5 minutes. Free throw is good. 32-27, the Auburn light lead with just under 3 to go. And here's the first Auburn pressure.
Full court pressure. I'd like to see them stay in it to try to turn Alabama State over.
Entry tipped by Auburn, out of bounds, 2 off the timer. So they still got to go baseline. Trigger to come from Tyler Mack. And there's nobody fronting this pressure. He looks and is able to find Bass right sideline. Feedback middle for Mack. He leaves for Hines, who gets it across. 2:50, clock rolls, double screen, roll right. Kelly over top, stays with him. Up top, Mack, logo 3. Bad brick. Loose ball, Pettiford at Auburn. He sprints up the floor, crosses over his man, he slows. Broom begging for the ball down low. Gross size advantage on Mack. Finally gets fed. Ocon picks him up, feed to Pettiford. Can't handle, turns it over. Here comes Bass on the break. Funnel up ahead. Knox explodes. Layup good. 3-point game, 2.5 to go.
The indecision from Auburn created that turnover, and Alabama State able to take advantage yet again.
Auburn has gone nearly 6 minutes without a field goal make. Broom pops a 3 up top, and it's a miss. Ocon off his hands, and Auburn out of bounds. It's Alabama State ball right to left, down 3.
And partner, that's a frustration 3 from Janai Broom. We've seen him on 2 consecutive possessions, wide open underneath the basket, didn't get it. And as a big, you get frustrated, and the first time you get in your hands, you're looking to shoot the basketball, and that's exactly what happened there.
Broom, 19 a game, second in the SEC to Texas's Trey Johnson. He's got 3 points, 1 made shot. 2 minutes to go, first half. Alabama State down 3. Can they forge a tie? Hines, look middle for Knox, who was the hero with the winner in Dayton. Overplay by Pettiford. He sees a seam, he drives, floats it up right hand. Banker good. It's a 1-point game.
Auburn gambled there and created that crease for him to attack, and he finishes it with his right hand over the rim.
Cardwell playing with 2 fouls. Middle for Pettiford. Up top, Jones, 3. Partially rejected. Alabama State with the ball. Up the right sideline, it's Knox. He goes right to the rim. He's fouled. 1:27 to go first half. And Knox to the line with a chance to take the lead on the #1 overall seed.
Partner, sometimes a better team plays to the level of their competition. I don't think that's the case today. I think Alabama State has brought the fight to Auburn, and because of their mixing defenses, and it's like lulled Auburn into a slower pace, and they're able to take advantage out in transition.
First free throw is short for Knox. You can imagine the emotion that's going through that young man right now. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at empowered.com. To forge a tie, 1:27 before the break. Broom breather is back in. Foul went to Johnson, his second. Foul concern mounting for Auburn. Second free throw is short, a miss. Rebound Broom, Auburn ball down a point. Auburn has not hit a field goal in nearly 7 minutes.
Ball's got to go inside.
Kelly up top, Johnson, reverse left. Dump down low to Broom. He goes up strong and one. The first touch for the SEC Player of the Year, a chance at a three-point play.
Set a nice cross screen against the backside of that zone to bring Janai Broom to the basketball. Able to post up with 2 feet in the paint, going over his right shoulder, draw some contact, and an opportunity for a three-point play. Auburn needs more of that for the remainder of this game.
Now to Ocon, his first double bonus for Auburn, and one free throw in the air. Very short. Loose, briefly controlled Alabama State. Now loose again, controlled by Auburn. Pass out of it. Kelly, left wing three. Got it! First time in a long time, but that's his 5th on the game, and the lead back to 6 for Auburn. Under a minute, and this is a critical minute for Alabama State. Knox, defended by Jones. Look left for Bass. A leave on the left wing for Mack. Feed middle. It's Knox. 12 to shoot. Mack, deep three up top. Ugly air ball. Well short, out of bounds. Auburn ball, 39 seconds.
Yeah, able to set a little fade screen and then a flare to get him open, but he could never get his feet underneath him and shot an air ball there.
He is a pure shooter. 123 shots entering this game. 110 of them, almost 90% from three.
Yeah, to your point, 42 of his 48 makes on the season are from three.
Auburn calls a set play, bringing it up. What are they looking for?
Throw that basketball inside to Broom.
Johnson lob to Broom, puts it up and in. It became a hybrid shot pass, and Broom cleans it up. He gets consecutive scores, 39-31. Alabama State across. Alabama State timeout with a timer off, 22.6. Timeout on the court, 39-31, Auburn. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Download the official NCAA March Madness Live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness Live app today. Auburn went 6.5 minutes without a field goal make, from just over 8 minutes to just over 1.5 minutes, but has now made 3 of 4, funneled by their best player, perhaps the best man in America, Janai Broom. Successive buckets, part of a 7-0 run, 39-31 Auburn. Alabama's ball, 22 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes, partner, you got to simplify your offense and get the basketball to your best player and let him go to work. I love that little misdirection, little baseline screen action that they got him to the left side block. He able to get an N1 there, look for him over the top with the lob, missed the shot, but he was able to get the offensive rebound putback. They've got to continue to feed number 4 for the rest of this game and force Alabama State to have to adjust defensively to him.
Chris Moore fronts his first minutes, I think, since he suffered that ankle injury early. 22 seconds, Alabama State ball front court left. Hines feed left for their shooter. It's Mack who hoists and misses. And then a whistle as Broom went over the back of Knox. So 14.8. And that'll be Broom with the foul. Kelly comes up in some pain. Broom has his second. Kelly clutching at his elbow.
Yeah, Ubang Akan has done a nice job on the interior. We saw him score one over his left shoulder early, that time getting inside position and forcing Broom to have to go over his back.
So it's 7 fouls on Auburn, 1-1 here for Ocon, only a 44% free throw shooter on the year. Hines out, Fulcher back in. Critical front end for Ocon, down 8. Line left, light knee bend. The tall, broad-shouldered young man misses. Rebound Auburn and Johnson, 13 seconds. Up the floor. Across comes Pettiford, 9 seconds. Ball screen Broom. Pettiford floats it up. Rattles in, 4 seconds. Entry to Fulcher, half-court heave at the horn. Side backboard. It's a 10-point game at the break. Auburn leads Alabama State 41-31.
Yeah, early on, Miles Kelly got it started with 4 straight threes, but off of inside feeds to Janai Broom. But then Alabama State started to mix their defense and kind of took away the sting of Auburn's offensive attack, and that's how they've been able to keep this game close.
A 9-0 run takes us to the break. Your halftime score, Auburn 41, Alabama State 31. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. For the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The Auburn Tigers, the #1 overall seed in the tournament, a 9-0 run to close the half, and they lead the 16 seed Alabama State in Lexington 41-31. Welcome to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. And let's get straight to the scoreboard. Another #1 seed in action now. The Houston Cougars out of the Midwest region, and they are just dominating the 16 seed SIUE in its first ever tournament. Houston up by as much as 40. It is now 77-40 Cougars in the final seconds in Wichita. The 5-12 matchup in the Midwest, Clemson and McNeese. Cowboys head coach Will Wade reportedly heading to NC State to take that job when the Cowboys season is over, but it might not be over today the way this one has started.
Telepange hands it off for Murray, working into the foul line area with a floater, and it's good. And McNeese on an 8-0 run.
What a
double up Clemson.
That Murray's giving this group coming off the bench. He's getting into the paint every time. He's guarding, he's rebounding. He is perfectly illustrating how tough this group is playing.
Chris Carino, Jordan Cornette on the call. McNeese, a 14-2 run. The Cowboys up 18-8 on Clemson. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Purdue awaiting the winner, the 4th seed in the Midwest, beating High Point 75-63. Trey Coffin-Wren and Braden Smith combining for 41 points. Another Big Ten team off to a good start in the tournament. That would be the 3 seed in the East, the Wisconsin Badgers.
Winter, one dribble to his right, the handoff to Blackwell. Blackwell trying to find some space, gives to Gilmore, the swing around left side to McGee. 9 to shoot, up top 3. Winter got it. Nolan Winter with a 3, top of the key, 59-47. The Badgers with their largest lead at 12.
Kevin Kugler on the call. Nolan Winter, one of 5 Badgers in double figures. They shot 55%. Wisconsin, 85%. Montana, 66%. That the 3 advancing in the East region. The 9 seed in the South, Creighton, shot 57%. The Blue Jays beating the 8 seed Louisville basically a road game in Lexington, 89-75 the final score. That's the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. Auburn, the number 1 overall seed, up 10 on Alabama State at the break, 41-31. Up next, an interview with Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes before his Volunteers take on Wofford. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA radio network.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Springfest and Ego Days are here at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery with purchase of a Select trimmer, blower, or mower kit. Plus, shop today for new and exclusive items you need for your lawn. So get ready for spring with the latest in innovation from Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Only at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at 888 Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
Brad Heller with you in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. Auburn, the #1 overall seed, leads Alabama State by 10 at the break, 41-31. Game number 3 at Rupp Arena in Lexington. It's going to be from the Midwest region. The 2 seed, SEC tournament champ Tennessee, will take on the 15 seed SoCon champ Wofford. The Terriers are back in the tournament for the first time since their record-setting 30-win season in 2018-2019. That was when they won their first ever tournament game. Meanwhile, the Volunteers, a 2 seed for the second year in a row. They fell to Purdue last year in the Elite Eight. Now, will this be the year that Rick Barnes can get the Vols to their first ever Final Four? Coach Barnes spoke to our John Sadak.
Coach, your Vols have played terrific defense all year, among the best not just in the SEC but in the country, outright leading in three-point defense. How do you do it? How have you been so effective defensively as a unit?
Well, I think it starts with, Jemai Meshack, Zakai Ziegler, and then when Felix Apar is on top of his game, I mean, he gives us that rim protection. But Jordan Gainey's become a much better defensive player. Chaz Lanier has as well. But it's something that we've always really have built our program around that. But as you know, it starts with the players, and the fact that we have 2 of them that take great pride in it really helps set the tone.
The SEC has had a season like no other. It's represented in the teams that are in the field. Certainly you lived it in all the games during the course of the campaign. What's your point of view on what the SEC did this year, and how could it help your Volunteers in this NCAA tournament?
I don't know how it's going to help in the tournament. I just know this. I think we kind of got a small dose of what it would be like to coach in the NBA or the NFL, because there's no easy games. I don't care who it is. You can throw the numbers out. And from the time that we started in January, every game has been a hard-fought game, physical. I hope that it will help us somewhere here in the tournament. But and I just know that it was a historic year, even before we started league play. I mean, what went on in the non-league was unbelievable, really. But it's a fact that we've got good players, no doubt about it. We've got some teams that have older players that were coming back, and that's probably as much as been anything, along with the NIL transfer portal. All that has a little bit to do with it as well.
What do you see in this Wofford group, and what are your keys to getting a win today?
Well, what we see is we played them a year ago at our place, and I think it was a 3-point game at halftime, and they got almost every player back that was an impact player in that game, and they're older. Obviously better, because they're going to get better. We're not the same team because we've lost so many of those guys from a year ago, but they still do a lot of what they did. Extremely well coached team, a team that right now you talk about getting going at the very right time. They did that throughout the SoCon tournament. I think they shot 44% as a team, which tells you a lot about them. And we even went back and looked at our game, obviously from a year ago, and they shot the ball well against us. The big fellas scored against us in there, had 4 offensive rebounds. They had 15 offensive rebounds in that game, which, again, I think they're a much underrated team in terms of how they were sneaky good in transition, a very good rebounding team, and extremely well coached.
Coach Barnes, thank you so much. Best of luck to your Vols.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, John Sadak, with Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes. His 2-seed Volunteers will meet the 15-seed Wofford. That's a Midwest region game coming up later from Lexington. Halftime right now, Auburn, number 1 in the South, up 10 on Alabama State, 41-31. We'll rejoin John and LaFonso Ellis after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
To Lexington, Rupp Arena. We check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. It's 41-31. Auburn leads Alabama State. Auburn's lead ballooned as large as 13, led for 17 and a half minutes, but they went almost 7 minutes without a field goal made. Alabama State drew within a possession, and Auburn closed the stanza on a 9-0 run in a crisp 1 minute and 13 seconds. Amar Knox leads the way for Alabama State. He's got 9 points, 15 for Auburn's Miles Kelly. A lot of that front-loaded. The bigger buckets were called upon by you, LaFonso, and Janai Broom got his 7 mostly on the back half in that spurt.
Yeah, I thought they were overcomplicating the offense. When you have the potential national player of the year in the post, he's got to touch the basketball. They were intentional about getting it to him. He delivered inside, but I got to give Alabama State a lot of credit. They're mixing and changing their defense has really kept that Auburn offensive attack off balance.
A little surprising to see so many 3 3-point tries on both sides. Alabama State 4 of 14. You can understand that some, granted the size of Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn 6 of 19 from 3 of 32 field goal attempts, 19 outside the arc.
Yeah, that's why I was so disappointed with their attack. I mean, they have a clear inside height advantage over Alabama State, and we're just comfortable shooting threes. But they ended the first half well in getting that basketball inside to Janai Broome. They got to continue to do so.
One of the big special differences in Alabama State's favor, fast break points when hit to Hornets.
They've done a terrific job of being disruptive on the defensive end, which led to offensive opportunities in transition. And they've got to continue to take and make a ton of threes if they're hoping to upset Auburn on the road.
Entering this tournament, 16 seeds, 2 and 154 all time. Your halftime score in this one, 41-31. Auburn leads Alabama State. Second half is next. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
April 7, 2008. The Memphis Tigers seemed to be roaring towards their first national championship, leading by 9 with just over 2 minutes to play. But thanks to some missed free throws, Kansas clawed back into it and was within 3 with time winding down.
Kansas ball, 10 seconds, 9. Collins moves it up floor, 6, 5. Chalmers for 3 and the tie. He got it! He got it! 2.1 to play. Dozier off the inbound. The half-court heave. It is no good, and we're going to overtime.
The Jayhawks dominated the OT, scoring the first 6 points en route to a 75-68 win and the national title. But it was Mario's miracle shot that will be remembered as another great moment in tournament history. I'm Ryan Radke.
Back in Lexington, time to connect with our analyst for the second half key, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago Electrical Connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, LaFonso Ellis, let's get it going with Alabama State. What do the Hornets have to do?
Yeah, continue to mix their defenses to try to keep this half-court Auburn attack off balance, and they've got to continue to take and make threes. And for Auburn, it's simple. They've got to pound that basketball inside to their bigs. I thought they took way too many three-point shots in the first half. 19 three-point field goal attempts for the Tigers.
Yeah, a little under the radar, but perhaps the number that is also, because of that, simply stunning. Paint points are even at 14-14. I mean, you look at the printed rosters, and then you look at the floor and you wonder, how is that possible?
Yes, remarkable. But again, got to give Alabama State a lot of credit. They were aggressive. I thought they were the hardest playing, toughest team in the first half.
You know, they have a thrilling finish. Micah Simpson flung it to Amar Knox to get the win against St. Francis of PA on Tuesday. They have to be a fatigued team. They are huddled up currently at the free throw line to our right, and the looks on their respective faces, the focus they have in this moment, knowing what is in front of them, what is possible, down 10 at the break to the #1 overall seed.
Yeah, they are locked in, and they should be. They had some great successes in the first half. Now can they string together several three-point shot makes to put some pressure on this Auburn team?
And there's also the layered element that their head coach, their leader, was an assistant at Auburn who was part of the group terminated right before Bruce Pearl arrived. And the other elephant in the room, you know, they're both from the state of Alabama. Here is Auburn, which casts a gargantuan shadow along with Alabama over the entire state. And here's Alabama State looking for their time to shine on the biggest stage.
Yeah, and that's why I called it a road game. The Auburn faithful are here. Not as plentiful as the Louisville faithful were, but clearly a partisan audience here, and Alabama State has done a terrific job of keeping it at bay. Though down 10, they were the more aggressive team in the first half, and they've got to continue to do so in the second.
Keep in mind some of the individual foul concern that carries over. Janai Broom with 2, Johnson with 2, and Cardwell with 2. So if a quick foul comes to any of that trio, that could domino here in the second half.
Yes.
Well, Janai Broom will call the break. He was eerily quiet early, had very few paint touches. A lot of perimeter shots for his team, but Broom finished with a flurry, a key part of their 9-0 run to close the half.
Got to play through him.
Bounce entry, backcourt right. Denver Jones brings it across. Auburn clad in white, Alabama State in black. We're underway second half, 41-31. Auburn dumped to Broom. Left block shot was altered underneath and taken away by Alabama State. The length of Walter disrupted. Alabama State in the front court right. Amar Knox snaps off a chest pass left. Look up top to Walker. Overplay for a steal by Cardwell. He hands off to a curling Knox against Baker Mazzara. 13 to shoot. Sees a seam. He drives down the lane. Up and in. 41-33.
It gave a little jab to his left side, which opened up that seam to be able to attack to his right.
He's got 11 to lead the way for Alabama State. Jones picked up by Madlock outside right. Baker Mazzara lead for Cardwell. Lob left for Kelly, who's erupted for 15, all from deep. Broom back to the basket, feels the double, loses handle, out of bounds. Alabama State ball.
I've never seen Janai Broom this out of sorts against a double team. And full credit to Alabama State. They're coming on his first dribble, and he's got to make quicker decisions out of the score or the passing.
Bruce Pearl emphatically clapping and screaming, trying to prompt life from his team. Alabama State front court right, minute gone to the second. Knocks up top, picked up by Cardwell. Step back contested, 3. No, rebound Broom and Auburn. Up the floor, fling it right sideline. Baker Mazzara, transition triple. Raymond Glass miss, weak side board to Knox in Alabama State. Hornets down 41-33. Knox driving on Kelly, puts it up, rolls off the front lip, miss. Rebound to spinning Cardwell. Auburn up the floor. Baker Mazzara hounded by Octave, stolen away and fouled him in the process. That'll be his third.
But I didn't like that last offensive possession there from Auburn. Chad Baker Mazzara, another same side jack when they could be throwing that basketball inside or driving it, because every single person on the floor right now for Auburn, except for now that they've stepped Pettiford in, has a size advantage off the dribble or in the post.
Pettiford lingers in the backcourt right. He'll get fed on the toss from the front court left. 90 seconds gone to the second. 41-33 Auburn lead in ball. And here's the 1-3-1 with active pressure. Inside Broom, two-hand jam. Touch pass on the wing to Jones. And the dump to the big man, 10-point lead.
Little ball reversal, and then the fake occupied the low side defender, leaving Janai Broom wide open underneath the rim for a dunk.
And that felt like a little jab to the face from Auburn. How does Alabama State respond? C.J. Hines, ball screen, lying in wait from Walker on a switch. He is a big, and Cardwell, he drives on him, floats it up left hand, short, rebound Broom. He's picked up a lot of boards of late. Funnel forward to Pettiford. In transition, he pops a contested 3. Fouled! Baker and 1! A chance at a 4-point play for Tahad Pettiford.
Tahad Pettiford pushing it in transition, looking to see if he could throw it inside. And C.J. Hines stepped back, and then all of a sudden he closed out too closely and committing that foul. And, man, that's a cardinal sin. You never want to foul a jump shooter, especially that far from the rim.
It'll be Hines' second, so Pettiford line left, 80% free throw shooter. He had a tough go in the SEC semis, had no points in 18 minutes against Tennessee. That was the second time he had been scoreless in his college career, first since his debut. And here's the biggest lead for Auburn, 47-33. A little over 2 minutes gone in the second. Alabama State needs a bucket. Matlock, inline drive, left wing, foul on the floor. He got picked up by Pettiford. That'll be his first.
Yeah, on the ball reversal that time, TJ Matlock kind of did a little jab quickly to his right side. The defense adjusted, and he was able to attack to his left. That was a really smart play.
Baseline trigger to come from Hines, far side front court right. 47-33 Auburn leads Alabama State. Lob to Madlock. Overplay by Kelly. He snaps left corner. Quick release three. Off target for Hines. Tapped out to Knox. Right wing three. Got it. Snap Clyde. 47-36.
That's all created by Octave, been active on the offensive glass and tapping that one out. All 5 defenders of Auburn in the paint on the other side of the floor. He got a clean look and drilled it.
And you can feel the energy to the defensive side as Knox tumbles, knocks the ball loose, and end line out of bounds, opposite end. It's amazing what a shot can do to the defensive side.
Oh, it like raises your level of concentration and energy, and Amar Knox doesn't need any of that because he brings it every single night or afternoon.
Inbound to Pettiford. He's doubled up the floor to Jones. Jones look into the right corner. Kelly, quick load, wide open three. Inside, backboard. He has had a stellar shooting start. That was a terrible miss. Alabama State, 4 across, bring it up. Madlock, elbow J on the way. Miss, another rebound to Broom. Another one and done for the Hornets.
Well, Alabama State's getting some really clean looks that they're just not able to knock down.
Auburn ball, front court left. Pettiford outside right, 47-36 Auburn. Bounce to Kelly. Lob to Broom, double comes. Kick, reverse, near left. Jones pops a three. Got it.
Because of the help on the inside with Broom, now that ball's banging around and caught them in a scramble and able to get a wide open look and drills it from the left wing.
Alabama State front court right. Near right side is Hines. Defended by Denver Jones. Ball screen left. Jones goes over. At the logo, 14 to shoot. Surveying, hand signal with the raised left index finger. Right hand pound, waist high. Behind an Octave screen on the switch, he's got Broom. Tries to drive on him, goes at him, puts up a shot short. Whistle and foul. That'll be 3 on the SEC Player of the Year.
Auburn has done a really nice job this second half of any time they big switch on the guards, they are staying home. And so oftentimes when a big gets switched onto a guard and that guard drives, the extra help comes, and that's what creates the open threes on the weak side of the floor. The defensive discipline for Auburn against the dribble drive has been really good here in the second half so far.
Chaney Johnson to sub in, it seems, for Broom. Walks gently to the sidelines, and it'll be 2 shots line right for C.J. Hines. 73% of the year, the senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. He struggled the last time these teams met. His shot short. Hits the front lip of the rim. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis here at a Grainger broadcast position. Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward. When you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Second free throw in the air. Rims away to Johnson. It's Auburn ball up 50-36. 4 minutes clean gone in the second. Auburn into the front court left. Broom now on the bench with 3 fouls. Pettiford surveys, reluctant dribble, right hand waist high. Defended in space outside right. Driving on Knox, double comes. He gets hit by Octave. That's going to be his 4th foul. And we get a timeout on the floor, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. Your score, 50-36, Auburn on top of Alabama State. For the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. A very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's check some of the numbers, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast, easy? Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Well, on the game, Auburn shooting 45% from the field. Alabama State 38 from 3. Auburn 8 of 23. Alabama State 5 of 17. Alabama State had a chance to tie or take the lead at the free throw line when it was 32-31 at the 127 mark in the first half. Auburn has since outscored them 18-5. And another defensive change for Alabama State.
A little 1-3-1 here. Zone. Got to get that basketball to the middle.
Auburn. Pettiford right down the lane, up and in, goes right into the teeth of the defense, 52-36, Tigers. Alabama State front court right. Hines ready to sub in. Foul before the break went on Alabama State's Micah Octave, his 4th. Bass picks it up, leave up top for Madlock. 14 to shoot. Walker tries to screen. Madlock driving on Johnson. Drives right of the lane, floats it up right hand. Banker missed. Rebound to Denver Jones at Auburn.
C.J. Johnson did a really nice job. Cheney Johnson did a great job of keeping the ball in front, of not allowing them to get an angle to the rim. Well done defensively.
Different swagger for this Auburn offense here, and this comes with Broom on the bench with 3 fouls. Johnson feeds the double. Looks to Pettiford, wing 3, hits heel. He thought he got hit again. Back tapped out, controlled by Knox, Alabama State. He storms down the floor. Right wing, Madlock for 3. Little short. Soaring rebound, Cardwell. Baseball pass up ahead. And a bump. Collected by Johnson. Puts it up, rolls around. A miss. Tapped by Alabama State. Denver Jones. Put back and 1. He got hit hard and still finished. Chance at a 3-point play.
C.J. Johnson, I don't know how he maintained possession of that one. Got tripped on his way to the basket, able to still get it up on the rim. And that time Auburn using its superior size to keep that basketball alive on the offensive glass. And Denver Jones able to put it in, an opportunity for an M1 here.
Foul to Deontay Bass. That is his 2nd. So now Jones line left. The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs and let the ride of a lifetime begin. It's a 13-3 Auburn run. Jones for the and 1. 2 dribbles, spins the ball. 1 more dribble, light knee bend. Eyes iron, shot the air and miss. Rebound to Ocon at Alabama State. This is the first minutes for the 7'1", 230-pound Ocon in a while. He gives him some size. Hines picks up the pound. Look to Simpson up top, driving on Pettiford. Knox carves out space, running try. He's short, but he's fouled. Man, Ocon is just a bulldozer.
Yeah, Ocon did a really nice job of sealing his guy inside so that the extra help couldn't come. And able to get to the front of the rim on the left side there and pick up a foul. Did Simpson.
So Simpson's to the line, foul to Pettiford, his 2nd. 3 fouls on Auburn, 4 in Alabama State. Each has its second half maximum 3 timeouts. Simpson, 80% free throw shooter. Deep breath. 2 dribbles, spins the ball. Deeper knee bend, shot in the air, good. Baker Mazzara back in for Auburn. So Auburn has started to pull away while a lot of its most impactful regulars have not been in the game.
Yeah, and part of it has been they've really raised the level of their defensive intensity here in the second half and preventing any paint touches from Alabama State in their half court. And then on the offensive end, they've done what we thought they should, is to dominate the offensive glass.
Simpson set for his second. It's up in the air and good. So Auburn ball right to left, 54-38 Tigers, 14-12 to go second half. 2 passes across to Cardwell. He kicks to Baker Mazzara. Great lead for Cardwell, didn't feel it coming, went off his hands out of bounds. And he and Baker Mazzara argue with one another over that pass going back to the big man. I think Cardwell wanted him to just go to the rim.
Yes, and or throw the lob.
Yeah. Entry to Cardwell, reverse to Johnson, back near left Kelly, deep 3, no. Rebound Cardwell, Auburn to maintain. Off the strong side, rebound, right down the lane, and a furious right-hand jam. Nobody defended, and he pounds the iron. It's 56-38 Auburn. You can feel the Tigers, the number 1 overall seed, pulling away. Their fans grow as loud as they have in a while. Hines on the drive. High kiss miss. Altered by Cardwell. Loose. Tapped by Pettiford to himself. Alley-oop, Baker Mazzara. This is just short. He tumbles. 5-on-4. Other end Hines. Simpson begging for it weak side. Hines cuts to the rim. Up fake. Up fake. Finds Mack up top. Quick release. 3. No. Rebound goes to Bass, who gets undercut and fouled and tumbles down, and there is pain in the right knee of Dylan Cardwell. He is writhing on the floor on his left hip, clutching at his wrapped right knee, and he's now pounding a clenched right fist into the ground.
Yeah, Dylan Cardwell is tough as they come, and it's, when you see him down on the floor, banging the floor the way he is, that cannot be good.
And Cardwell now comes to his feet and noticeably limps, putting less weight on that right shoe. But he's leaving the floor under his own power. His 3rd foul. Looks like he'll sub out, and Broom will come in to take his spot.
And John, there's a little bit of dysfunction out there with Auburn right now. He's laying on his back with his arms out. No one comes back and picks him up off the floor.
And he definitely pointed that out in the moment, too. March Madness coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the net. Secure your seats today. NCAA.com/MPP tickets. Hornet ball front court right. Lob entry. Out of the left side, overplay Baker Mazzara. Nearly got a steal. Hines reset. Step back, thought about a 3. Drives closer, puts it up left hand. Lost handle to Baker Mazzara. Headman pass to Kelly. Head of the field. Euro. Right hand layup good. 58-38. This is the largest lead we've seen in the game. Hornets get it across and call a much-needed timeout. Timeout of the court. 12:54 to go in the second. Auburn 58, Alabama State 38. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes,
what's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Let's check the attendance, sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. There are 18,769 in attendance here in Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. John Sadak, LaFonso Ellis, our Westwood One crew, 58-38. Auburn, a game-high 20-point lead on Alabama State in this 116 affair. Auburn went 0 for 9 in the later stage of the first half. Has since made 11 of 19 shots, many close to the cup, while Alabama State hasn't hit a bucket in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, they've been getting some decent looks, but not able to knock them down. And coming into this game, we said they had to make a high number of threes, only 5 of 19 here in this game from three, and much of that has been with Auburn's ability to keep them out of the paint in one-on-one situations.
Janai Broome, who led the SEC, 18 double-doubles, 9 points, 9 boards, and still a subpar showing so far. And now a touch foul on the crossover action of Sean Fulcher. So fouls now 4 on Alabama State, make it 5 on Auburn, as Jones has his first. Mack calls the break. Look up top for Fulcher. Octave with 4, likely on the bench for a while for Alabama State. Bass comes to it, pops a hesitant 3, off target, rebound Broome. Pettiford up the floor. Do you see a different speed when Pettiford's in there?
Yeah, they play with great pace, especially on missed shots. I'd like to see him continue to push the basketball up the floor with his speed and ability to get to the front of the rim. They'll get some easy looks.
Broome free throw line, touch pass right corner. Kelly stride back, popped a 3, but it was taken away by Bass on the way up. Alabama State roars up the floor. It's Fulcher behind the back dribble move, feeds a cutting Bass, puts it up, and it's a miss and a whistle. And Bruce Pearl screaming that he wants Chaney Johnson to come to him for a teaching point, and now he's barking at his big fella as the foul goes to Kelly. That is his second.
Fulcher able to get into the lane that time, and Bass made a beautiful read to cut from the left side wing and able to catch that basketball, draw some contact, and get to the foul line.
Well, Bass 61% on the year. First is up in the air and good. Alabama State had missed 6 of its first 9 from the line. And trying to slice into a gaudy deficit. Alabama State led 3-0, has not led since. Did draw within 1, 32-31 when it missed free throws. Hits the second. 12-10 to go. 58-40 Auburn with the ball.
The 2-3 zone here from Alabama State. That ball has to touch the foul line area and look to attack.
Johnson reverse near left to Jones. Lob to Broome, feels the double. Up top, Pettiford passes to nobody. It's caught by his head coach, Bruce Pearl, who stares him down to the right sideline. And with that, there's a timeout of the court. Your score, 11:56 to go in the second. Auburn 58, Alabama State 40. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just...
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I've got to say, I don't think anybody can dethrone Quest Nutrition. They've got nutrition on point with indulgent bars in every flavor you can imagine. On the wings, you've got flavors like nacho cheese protein chips and spicy cheddar crackers. Talk about a 1-2 punch of protein. Have I mentioned the rich, creamy protein milkshakes they have down low? 45 grams of protein. Now that's power. Quest Nutrition. Big on protein, low on sugar, huge on flavor. It's basically cheating.
John Sadak and LaVonzo Ellis here at our Granger broadcast position, Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. It is 58-40. Auburn, the gaudy lead, 116 on Alabama State. Alabama State's offense has evaporated of late. Hasn't hit a bucket in 5.5 minutes. The Auburn defense has been deadly.
Done a terrific job of keeping the basketball in the front, sliding their feet, keeping them out of rotation, which tend to lead to some wide open threes for any team, but particularly Alabama State. So a lot of credit to the Auburn Tigers' man-to-man defense.
Now remember, a season ago, it was Auburn upset by Yale in the round of 64. It's the only time in Auburn history they lost in the round of 64. They entered 11-0. Alabama State ball in the front court right. 16 seed with wins in 7 straight. Fulcher driving left of the lane, puts it up, banker good. First bucket in almost 6 minutes.
Yeah, a little dribble handoff to get his defensive player trailing, and he's able to get to his left and finish that one off the glass and in.
Here's that extended 2-3 zone again from Alabama State. Auburn recognizes Pettiford goes middle to Johnson. Broom being fronted by a smaller player. Elbow jumper is good.
Kenny Johnson has made some really good decisions when he's caught the basketball against the zone at that foul line area. That time with the jump shot over the top. That was pretty.
Simpson fed in stride on the run. Shot rolls off the iron. Rebound to Johnson at Auburn. We have not seen Dylan Cardwell since he came up clutching at his knee and had to limp off the floor. Auburn, Broom, feed to Johnson. Up fake on the right block. Kick to Kelly, left wing. 10 to shoot. Look left for Denver Jones. Lob to Broom. Double comes. He feels it, foul. Whistle on the help man at Walker. That'll be his second.
Yeah, so strong with the basketball. Able to find them inside just off the block. Catches it. Started to make his move before the double team took place. And way too aggressive there by Alabama State and able to draw that foul.
Are these double teams showing something that Creighton could take advantage of in a couple of days?
Yeah, especially with a guy like, with Kalkbrenner, they probably won't double because he's so good in space and one-on-one, whether it be on the perimeter or in the post. But certainly if they need to, yes.
Lob entry and a whistle and foul as Broom was being held. Uban Okan just bear hugged him and wouldn't let him free. that is a foul.
That's one way. That's one way to defend.
Another baseline trigger to come. It's like Zangief for the old Street Fighter 2.
Look at you.
Danny Johnson, lob entry to Baker Mazzara. Fire to Johnson, right block. Up fake, puts it up and in. He had 3 defenders with him, and he just waited for the window.
Yeah, he was wide open initially and almost like invited the 3 guys around and took his time, pivoted, and able to shoot that one over the top and in.
Auburn by 20, 10:30 to go in the second half. Fulcher up top, pops a 3, got it.
Yeah, had Janai Broom in the mismatch, gave him a little crossover step back to create space and knock that 3 down from the top.
Had missed 5 of 6 as a team from deep since the break. Fulcher clapping his hands, imploring his team. Show life. There's time.
2-3 zone here.
Auburn surveys. Kelly outside left. Broom wants it down low. Reverse Baker Mazzara. He fires opposite Kelly. Rhythm 3. Hits heel. Broom. Great box out board, and he draws the foul. Smaller man from behind. That's going to be Octave. He was back in, and that's his 5th foul. So he's done.
It's a big loss because he brings such energy and activity on both ends of the floor, even as a 6'5", undersized power forward. They're desperately going to miss him.
He is their second leading rebounder, and now the third-year head of Anthony Madlock calls his team over. His fifth foul can act as a de facto timeout. Chance to chat. Well, Madlock, who Tuesday night, his first NCAA tournament game as a head coach, led Alabama State to its first ever program NCAA tournament win. Now it's Broom, line left. Already has 11 boards. Now looking for his 10th point. Led the SEC in double-doubles on the year. Shot in the air is no good. Rebound, Alabama State. Madlock. He's up the floor, head down. He drives down the lane, rejected and fouled by Baker Mazzara. That'll be his first.
With the push in transition, Chad Baker Mazzara never was able to get legal guarding position, able to get him behind him and tried to challenge it over the top.
So it is bonus rest of the way. Both teams with 7. He was in the act, so Madlock to shoot 2. Second most free throw attempts in the SWAC, going to the rim, a big part of his game.
Drives it, defends, mid-range, can really score at all 3 levels.
Misses the first. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament. Anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. Madlock's second front lip miss. Rebound Auburn and Johnson. Heard some great feedback already from many today about the Westwood One app. I like that.
My wife is using it to watch.
There you go. Baker Mazzara fired a Broom. Bounce to Baker Mazzara. Fakes the pass right. Broom wants it left. Three-quartered hard. Lob to him is tipped by pass. Taken away by Alabama State. Up the floor, Fulcher. Transition triple. Top of the key. No. Rebound Kelly at Auburn.
Didn't make it, but I love the early push and looking for easy three-point opportunities. Got a good look at it. Just missed it over the front of the rim.
Denver Jones outside right. Looks to Broom. Top of the arc. Flicking right back to Jones. Chest pass left. Kelly. Quick load for 3. Got it. 6 made triples. He has dropped in 20.
A little downscreen. His defender decided to go inside. Jones went outside, and that's what created that wide open 3 from near the left wing.
Last time he played in this building, he put in 9 threes, one off the program record. Endline drive. Madlock. He gets bumped and fouled. Shot rattled off the iron, but Madlock back to the stripe. That'll be Baker Mazzara with his second.
Yeah, that's the second time T.J. Madlock has made a change of direction dribble to get Chad Baker Mazzara up on the high side, and he's able to get to the baseline side and drive that to the rim. Another opportunity for 2 free throws here.
Madlock, coach's son. Like Pops, he hails from Memphis, Tennessee originally. Hits the first. Dad at time as an assistant there at his own alma mater. He was a critical part of the Memphis run to the Elite Eight when Penny Hardaway was his teammate.
Yeah.
Madlock set for a second. It's in the air. Rim blasted in. 8:50 to go. 65-47 Auburn. The lead of the ball. 2 passes. Broom. Touch pass left wing. Kelly for 3. In and out. Rebound Ocon at Alabama State. Fulcher up the floor. Ball screen Ocon. Fulcher driving on Broom, and he passes to Ocon. Did not anticipate. It skips out of bounds.
Yeah, little ball screen in the middle of the floor. Ocon dove to the basket, and he threw it where Ocon should have been, but he put on the brakes, and the basketball kept going out of bounds.
Now Fulcher out, a teaching moment for Tony Madlock. Talks to him as he arrives right at the hash. Still trying to teach with 8.5 to go.
Fulcher's hot, too. That's what happens when you don't catch the ball coming from your guard.
Denver Jones. Look right, Baker Mazzara. Madlock all over. Now it's Broom. Just inside the arc right. Spin to face on Ocon. Crosses him over. Given the isolation. Backs him in. Drops the shoulder. Up. In and a foul. Chance at an and one. And it's a double-double for the SEC Player of the Year.
Janai Broom catching it on the right block and just slowly but methodically working his way to the basket. Gets back to that left shoulder and creates a little contact there. Up and in. Opportunity for a three-point play.
He's got 11 and 11. He has missed 3 of 4 at the line today. The and one free throw is in the air. Rim blasted in. So here comes Alabama State left to right. This is one of their slower starts to a possession in some time. Knox gets the ball in his hands, puts it on the deck. Picked up by Jones, and a whistle and offensive foul off ball as Ocon tried to liberate space. 7:57 to go in the second. Time out of the court. Auburn 68, Alabama State 47. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Brad Heller back in our Westwood One studios. Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. A 12 on its way to knocking off a 5 as McNeese leads Clemson by 20, 40-20 with 14 minutes to go. 6-11 matchup in the East, BYU, VCU. The Cougars up 7, 33-26, final 2 minutes of the first half, and Gonzaga out to an 18-3 lead on Georgia. They are 6 minutes in Wichita. Back to Lexington, John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis.
Today's broadcast of the 2025 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Largest margin of the game is on the board right now. Auburn by 21. The one all over the 16 in Alabama State, 68-47. 7:50 clock rolls, second half. Baker Mazzara, right wing three is off. Rebound pass. It's Alabama State ball. Sprint up the floor for Knox, whose shot is rejected by Baker Mazzara. Way to get to the other end of the floor and knock it out of bounds. Hornet ball.
Yeah, Denver Jones in a retreat there on the early push, and Chad Baker Mazzara sprints the floor and able to come over and block that shot over the top.
He is an impressive wingspan, too. Lob entry to Walker. Looking for help, sharp dribble. Lob to Hines up top. Hines surveys. Plays some catch with Bass. Pops a hesitant left wing three. Wedge. We got our first wedgie in between the glass and the rim. Poke free. It's going to be Auburn ball.
Are we allowed to say that? I thought this is G-rated radio.
Oh, that's a technical term.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's
you sure?
Practically medical, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kids are listening.
For the baseline trigger to come here, they probably giggle just like I did. Hines calls the break, fronted by Broom. Tall lob to Madlock, tipped. He falls down, catches himself right palm, and picks up the ball. 7:16 clock roll, spin move, mid lane, floater, a miss. Loose and knocked out of bounds by Auburn. That was hit by Chaney Johnson, who got hit in the face, and he comes up clutching at his right eye.
It's a really good reaction. T.J. Matlock takes that little floater, realized it wasn't going to go, and gave the extra effort to try to keep that basketball alive.
Far baseline trigger, lob to Matlock, given space this time. Thought about a deep three. Instead, begins the dribble and a leave for Hines. 68-47 Auburn. 3-ball in and out. Rebound Johnson at Auburn. Here come the Tigers right to left. The number 1 overall seed, looking for their 29th win of the year. Got bounced to the round of 64 by Yale a season ago in a hard collision and then a shove after a whistle and play was stopped. C.J. Hines fell on top of Baker Mazzara as they got tied up on the end line, and after the whistle blared, Baker Mazzara gave a 2-hand shove while he was on his back with Hines on top of it.
Chad Baker Mazzara, their legs got a little tied up there, and as he's falling, he kind of pulls him with him. Both players, I'm just glad both players are actually, no one got injured on that play.
Yes.
Someone can get hurt on those.
It almost looked like a judo sequence in the takedown.
I agree.
Foul to Hines, his third, so Baker Mazzara line left. 8 fouls on Auburn, 10 on Alabama State. So here's 2 shots, double bonus for Auburn, rest of the way. First is up and good.
The San Diego State transfer by way of Duquesne, 3rd team All-SEC this year. He's had a remarkable year.
And he had been a little sluggish coming in. Single-digit points in the season worst 3 straight games. Rim glassing in, he hits the second, he subs out, Chris Moore comes back.
Well, he's such an emotional player, and that's both good and bad. On the bad side, it kind of take you out of your rhythm, and I think that's what he's experienced over the last several games. But they're going to need him if they're going to try to win the title.
Pass lead for Hines. Between the rings up top. Pettiford stays with him. Look to Walker, grain to the lane, tipped by Auburn, picks up his own pass, free throw line jumper at it, despair rattles home with a kiss off the window.
A little shot fake there, froze the defender, and I don't think he was trying to shoot that off the glass, but they'll take anything they can get right now.
Auburn brings it up, Pettiford. Look to Chaney Johnson. Back to Fahad Pettiford up top. Chest pass right, Denver Jones probing dribble, pops a 3, rims away, foul in pursuit of the loose ball. And it looks like that'll be Chaney Johnson with his third. So it's 9 at Auburn. It'll be the last of the Alabama State 1-and-1s line right.
Yeah, Chaney Johnson had one of the smaller guards on the interior, but doing a great job was C.J. Hines of rooting him out. I think he was a little frustrated and tried to go over the top and committed that foul.
Hines line right for 1-and-1. What a teaching moment. Tony Matlock had his arm draped around Deontay Bass on the sideline. Continuing to give instruction, positivity. Front-end free throw is good. Alabama State in this NCAA tournament as the tournament champion in the SWAC out of Montgomery, Alabama. Wearing the black and old gold unis. Second free throw will make. Auburn, clad in white, brings it up right to left.
A little full court pressure here from Alabama State.
Up ahead to Denver Jones. Tipped out of bounds by Bass. And a good catch by Jim Jackson working on TV, table next to us.
We used to be old teammates for the Atlanta Hawks and then for the Miami Heat. He's always had a good pair of hands.
So Auburn trigger at the hash. It is Moore, looks middle for Pettiford. Baker Mazzara ready to sub back in. He comes up beaming a smile and shares a joke with Matlock. Dump to Johnson, gets inside, loses handle, taken away by T.J. Matlock. Up the floor, snaps a chest pass left. Hines head fake. He drives closer, puts up a prayer, and it goes over the backboard and out of bounds.
Yeah, C.J. Hines was wide open on just to the north of that left wing there. I thought he should have let it fly and drove it and took a much more difficult shot between 2 Auburn players.
Moore subs out, seemed to be limping a little bit again, and does not get a seat on the bench. He goes down all the way beyond it. Pettiford brings it across for Auburn. 70-51, Tiger lead. Zone again from Alabama State. Reverse to Jones, dump down low to Broom. Double was there, slops off, he cuts closer, and they have to give the foul. Walker knew it would be a bucket commits his third.
Yeah, Janai Broom caught that basketball deep on the left block, was able to feel him and spun quickly to the baseline, and all you could do there is just grab him and tie him up, and that's exactly what happened there. 2 foul shots here.
Yeah, the bear hug defense has been used a few times now on Janai Broom. So here he is at the line. Broom 2 of 5 at the line today, making 3 of 6. We pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Westwood One, NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at AAA Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
Second free throw for Broom, good. Alabama State now with the ball front court right. 5:15 clock rolls. 72-51 Auburn. Fire to Walker. Great look for Madlock. Too long out of bounds. That was the best off-ball movement we have seen in a while from Alabama State, and unfortunately a turtle.
Yeah, a little ball reversal there, and T.J. Matlock took his man up. He went with, and then he cut back doors. Just the pass was too hot and continued to sail out of bounds.
Auburn into the front court left. Pettiford, a purposeful pound, and now you can feel Auburn working a little bit of clock. Dump to Broom, who spins, puts it up, miss foul. Broom back to the line. He is on his back after that collision, and he tumbled down to the ground.
Tonight, Broom plays at his own pace. He's never sped up, whether you're double teaming him or in single coverage, and he's able to get the shot that he wants. Another opportunity at the foul line for him.
Foul to just Stephen Walker. That is his fourth. They've already lost Micah Octave with 5. Broom set for the free throw. Front end of 2 is in the air and no good. Front ring. So Auburn hasn't hit a bucket in almost 3.5 minutes. Ocon subs back in for Alabama State. And you can just see and feel the wear-down effect of Auburn in the second half.
Well, they have so many guys that they can throw at you. They essentially can play 10 deep, and all of those guys are athletic, physical, and can run. And you get a guy like this guy on the foul line, Janai Broom, who the last 3 games has averaged 27 points and 7 rebounds. That's a pretty good mix.
But a bad free throw that was flat and missed. Loose ball went to Alabama State, and they just gave it away. Bass passed to the left sideline for Madlock, who wasn't paying attention, and it sailed to the Auburn bench. Tiger ball. Now Baker Mazzara, 3-point line extended. Checks it in to Pettiford outside right. Extended zone from Alabama State. Lob, hang in the air, Johnson. And then as he tries to explode on a reset, fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, a little, actually able to throw that basketball to the right wing. And you look at the post player, and that draws in the weak side low guy of that 2-3 zone, and you're able to throw it over the top. It's really good execution there from Auburn.
Foul to Bass, his third. First free throw for Johnson is in the air and good. Here's the sub. Dylan Cardwell, I believe his first minutes since he left, clutching at his right knee, takes the spot of Broom, who's probably done for the game.
It's good to see Dylan Cardwell back out there on the floor because, again, you don't want to see anyone get injured, and he looks like he was in some severe pain at that moment.
Second free throw good. Alabama State up the floor left to right, 74-51 Auburn. Bass outside left, a lead for curling Knox. Ocon tries to shape up. Knox crosses over, drives on Johnson, puts it up, rejected by Johnson, counted. That was up against the glass.
Cheney Johnson has given Auburn some really good minutes here, both on the offensive end, on the glass, and that time trying to block a shot.
Timeout called by Alabama State. 4:23 to go in the second. Timeout of the court. Auburn 74, Alabama State 53. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling, you ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
If you can't catch our tournament broadcasts on radio, you can also listen online at westwood1sports.com and ncaa.com. Or any Alexa-enabled device, simply ask to open Westwood One Sports. Or when you're on the go via the Varsity Network app, the NCAA March Madness app, or with the brand new, easy-to-use Westwood One Sports app. Our officials were just at the monitor for something that was prompted by Auburn head man Bruce Pearl. 74-53, Auburn the lead, 4:23 to go in the second half. Did you see anything on that last sequence?
I didn't. I didn't. I've been trying to figure out why the officials would be at the monitor, and I just can't. It's not a clock issue.
There is some kind of a concern. They're now checking in with the telecast.
Don't they know that you, John, say that? And they're supposed to come over and let you know?
Call goaltending on the floor stands.
Oh,
the goaltending
yes,
call. Okay.
Yes. They were over there for quite a while.
Yes. Yeah, no, they just say, who's that chubby, bald guy? Sit down.
I would defend your honor.
Here comes Auburn up the floor, right to left. Let's see if there's some Daniel LaRusso in this Alabama State defense. 74-53.
Yeah, back in that 2-3 zone.
Off the left wing, Jones saw a seam. He drives, reverse, no. A flush on the follow by Cardwell, but a foul first.
Yeah, the quick ball reversal forces that low side person or defender in that zone to have to run out quickly, and he drove that closeout to the baseline, able to get to the opposite side of the rim to draw that foul.
That goes on Ocon. That is his fifth foul. So Ocon joins Micah Octave as two Hornets that have fouled out. Just Stephen Walker comes back in with 4 fouls. Jones line left to shoot. It's been double bonus for a bit. Jones spins the ball. Shot is up in the air. Rim glass it in. So Auburn hasn't hit a field goal in over 4 minutes, and it really doesn't matter. They have such a gargantuan lead, and they've clamped down in Alabama State at the other end.
They have, and they've just thrown a bunch of bodies at them. And I thought coming in the second half, they were so much more intentional about getting that basketball inside and able to go to work, and they've dominated the offensive glass as well.
Hines gets it across, feed to Madlock, look up top for Bass, toss left for Knox. Dribble if he wants. Ball held on his right hip with 2 hands. Establishes the pound. Middle for Hines. Ball screen left. Goes with it. Jones under. On a switch. He's got a big in Cardwell. He drives on him. High kiss make. 76-55.
Yeah, able to create that switch. And they've done that really well, Alabama State, is when they catch one of those 4s or 5s, they are driving them. And able to get to the front of the rim and lay that one in.
Rolled entry to Pettiford and brings it across. Baker Mazzara, no-look feed to Pettiford left wing. He backs up. Picked up in the zone by Hines. Ball screen right, Johnson. Pettiford picks up the pound. Bounce past Baker Mazzara. Floater on the end line, rattles free. Rebound Cardwell trying to go strong. Whistle. Got fouled. And the free throws continue to pile up. Looks like this will be Madlock. Yes, with his third.
Yeah, that's now 13 offensive rebounds in this game for Auburn.
This is what you had expected and thought should be happening early.
Yes, and consistently. And it just was not there.
Second chance points favor Auburn 15-9. Cardwell misses. Auburn's left a lot of points at the line in this game. Now 17 of 29.
Indeed.
Kelly to the table, who's 1-3 away from tying the Auburn single-game NCAA tournament record. He has hit 6. 4 of those came in the infancy of the game. Jones out.
Georgia Tech transfer. He's at Georgia Tech for 3 years, and, man, he's a sniper, and he's had that on full display this afternoon.
Second free throw miss. Rebound Alabama State. 3:04 clock rolls. 76-55 Auburn. Madlock dribbling, left side of the logo. Contested jumper, Baker Mazzara in and out. Rebound Kelly, Auburn ball. Baker Mazzara up the floor. On the left wing in the front court left. Denied by Madlock on the drive. Reset, step back 3. No. Rebound Johnson, weak side block. Auburn maintains. Picks up the pound. Lob up top for Pettiford. Pettiford holds. Now begins the dribble. 12 to shoot. Ball screen Cardwell. Pettiford right of the paint. Kick to Kelly. Deep right wing 3. Got it! Kelly ties the Auburn single-game NCAA tournament record. Miles Kelly has stroked 7 threes. It's 79-55. Alabama State knocks down the lane. Shot rejected by Kelly. Loose picked up by Kelly. Has it stolen away by Basley for Walker, and he gets fouled. A shot missed point blank. He'll go to the line.
It's really good hustle there by just Stephen Walker, just staying with it. Basketball's up on the glass. He's the taller one of the guards inside and able to get an extra possession for Alabama State.
Now to Kelly, his third. So Walker line right. 59% at the line on the year. This is the highest scoring Hornets team in almost 30 years. But they have attained to 55 and counting in this game.
Yeah, much to do with Auburn's ability to be able to keep the basketball in front and stay out of rotation. Their bigs have done a tremendous job in that phase of the game.
Free throw good. Auburn notable subs. Turtle Hudson, who only plays 6 minutes a game, is in. And it's the first minutes of the game for the freshman Ja'Kai Howard, a national high school slam dunk champion a year ago.
Wow. How come my mom couldn't give me a nickname like Turtle?
He was so slow, his aunt, Crystal, said, "You are Turtle."
Yeah, if you ask my family about my stroll through the airport, they would agree with you.
Second free throw good. Auburn deeper to the bench. Blake Mushalik, the walk-on, comes in. Kelly goes out with 7 threes. One of the greatest shooting showings in Auburn NCAA tournament history. So Pettiford across, pawed out aggressively by C.J. Hines, and now peels back. They settle into their zone. A look middle for Johnson. Opposite, tipped, and controlled by Knox in Alabama State. Up the floor, left to right, under 2 minutes, 79-57 Auburn. Lamar Knox, who originally committed to Memphis as a 4-star guard, hops down the lane, puts it up and in.
Yeah, able to find the big Jaheim Hudson out there with him, gives him a little change of speed, change of direction dribble, and able to get to his right hand to the front of the rim and score.
Pettiford gets it across. Right wing 3, got it.
A step-up screen. His defender laid on that screen and able to create a wide-open opportunity that Pettiford drills from the top.
Hines outside left. Defended hard by Howard. Look middle for Madlock. Tipped into the backcourt by Auburn. 17 to shoot. Madlock driving. Euro puts it up and in. Madlock with 9. 82-61, under a minute. Auburn up the floor, right to left. Pettiford tapped the chin. Ball screen left. He goes with it. Knocks over top. Toss opposite for Johnson. Right wing 3. Very flat. Caught underneath the rim by a hopping Bass in Alabama State. Hines up the floor. Transition 3 on high. Rims out. Rebound Auburn and Mushalik. He dribbles across. 2-second differential. They can hold. Pettiford. I assume they'll just take the shot clock violation unless they want to walk on to get a look. Pettiford feeds Mushalik. 10 to shoot. And he's fouled. Hit by Madlock. That'll be his 4th. It's double bonus. So Mushalik, 2 for 2 at the line on the year. The walk-on to the stripe.
T.J. Madlock playing a little aggressive defense on him, and he's able to put that on the deck and draw that foul. And they have an opportunity to get on the stat sheet here.
The sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Eyes the rim, shot in the air, and good. Well, we'll pad the Auburn free throw numbers a bit. They had missed 13 of 30 with their regulars. Not the prettiest of games, but the ultimate result, what was hoped for and expected.
Yes.
Second free throw miss, Alabama State rebound. Hornets up the floor. Madlock drives to the rim, lays it up and in. He gets to double digits, 4.5 seconds. Entry in the backcourt. Pettiford dribbles out. The horn hits the regular season champion in college basketball's best conference of the regular year is on to the second round of the 2025 NCAA tournament. Auburn does what a 1 seed is supposed to do. They pound the 16 Alabama State 83-63.
They're able to throw that basketball inside here in the second half, get on the offensive glass, and I thought their defense man-to-man was superb, keeping Alabama State out of the painted area, staying out of rotation, and thus taking away wide-open threes.
And so the Auburn Tigers get their 29th win on the year as Auburn, the #1 overall seed, will take on the 9 seed in Creighton on Saturday. So Bruce Pearl, his 8th NCAA tournament win at Auburn, that breaks a tie with Sonny Smith for the most in Auburn basketball history. Alabama State's year ends at 20-16. Their win streak snapped at 7. What a great run for the Hornets. Got their first NCAA tournament win in program history, and they fought hard against the 1 seed.
They did. They really came out and competed well, changing their defenses, little man, little 1-3-1, little 2-3 zone, and they were able to keep Auburn at bay there early, but then Auburn's size started to take over this game.
Joining us courtside is DeHaan Pettiford of the Auburn Tigers, victorious today. Congrats to you on your win. It felt like at times when you were on that floor, there was a different level of tempo to how you guys were able to push the ball. What did you feel out there today?
Coach always preaches, get a guards the ball and let's get out and go. He told the guys, every time we get a fast break, just try to give it to the guards and we go try to get the floor. So I try to push the pace, I know I can play the fast-paced game, so I try to get out and go.
DeHaan, early in the first half particularly, this is a team that changes their defense. They give you a little 1-3-1, little 2-3, little man. What was you guys' response to that?
We prepared, we were ready for everything they threw at us. We went over the 1-3-1, the 2-3. So we were just ready for the situation that they threw out. The plays were ready.
And then I thought you guys in the second half started to really assert yourselves in terms of your size on the offensive glass and in the post. Was that a point of emphasis coming out of halftime?
Definitely. Coming into the game, we knew that we had the up on them in the interior, so we just tried to get denied, dealing the ball, chaining the ball, and try to work our way out. We knew they were going to help, so that was going to help our threes and let the thing fly.
And so my final one is, I thought your bigs did a great job when they would switch on the smaller guards of keeping you guys out of rotation because they did a nice job. Was that something that you guys worked on?
Definitely, especially the bigs we have. They can guard 1-5. So, coming off the screen, knowing that we can switch with them and they're good with the guard is amazing.
That's awesome.
Any early thoughts on Creighton?
We know that they're a really good team, so we just got to get ready and prepare.
Well, congrats. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is DeHaan Pettiford of the Auburn Tigers as they take down Alabama State. Final count of 83-63. Your final score, 83-63. Auburn bests Alabama State. When we return, we'll have more of the All-State postgame report. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome to the Tournament Postgame Show on Westwood One, sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Back in Rupp Arena as Auburn bests Alabama State 83-63. The 1 seed is on. Auburn will match up with the 9 in the Creighton Blue Jays. Time now to select the player of the game, sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows what makes Springfest savings even better. Our member-only doorbuster deals. Shop these limited-time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help you save. All right, LaFonso Ellis, your Lowe's player of the game.
It's Miles Kelly. He got off to a phenomenal start in the first half and really set the tone for Auburn offensively. 4 of 4 from 3 to start this game, finished with 7 of 15 from the three-point line. I thought his ability to be able to stretch the defense, especially at a time when Auburn wasn't getting that basketball inside, was really the key to the game. He ended up with 23 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist in this game.
His 7 of 8 threes tie the Auburn NCAA tournament record for a single game, matching the mark of Bryce Brown against Kansas in 2019. We checked some of the stats sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now Taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you, so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax, now this is taxes. Are there any numbers that leap to you in this one?
I thought in the second half particularly, this Auburn team started to assert itself on the offensive glass. 14 offensive rebounds that led to 18 points, and I thought that was another contributing factor to their win of this game.
And bench points went to Auburn 30-14. Field goal shooting to Auburn 45-37. So Auburn, after a sluggish start and a tight game late stage first half, largely dominant from that point forward. That's going to wrap things up. Right now, we head back to Brad Heller in the Westwood One Broadcast Center.
All right, John, thank you very much. You and LaFonso rest up before the night session in Lexington. The top seed, the number 1 overall seed, Auburn Tigers, moving on with the 20-point win over Alabama State. You'll hear some highlights from that one when we return here on the postgame show. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol, America's #1 brand of shaving cream. Barbasol's thick and rich lather gives you a close, comfortable shave for just half the price of gels. Barbasol.
Brad Heller back in the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. The first second-round matchup is all set. It's going to be Auburn and Creighton as the top seed Tigers beat the 16 seed Alabama State 83-63. This one was a close game late in the first half. The Tigers a 9-0 run going into halftime, and they built on that lead in the second half. You'd think, okay, it was all about Janai Broome, the SEC Player of the Year. No, it was the Miles Kelly show, and it's time now for the Wrangler highlight of the game.
Pettiford holds, now begins the dribble, 12 to shoot. Ball screen Cardwell. Pettiford right of the paint, kick to Kelly, deep right wing three, got it! Kelly ties the Auburn single-game NCAA tournament record. Miles Kelly has stroked 7 threes in 79-55.
Highlight of the game sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. Miles Kelly, 23 points in Auburn's 20-point win. All right, time now for the tournament summary, sponsored by Marriott Bonvoy. Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Wins for Auburn and Houston today, so #1 seeds all-time are now 155-2 against the 16 seed. And in those 157 matchups, 140 of them have been double-digit wins for the 1 seed. Auburn again moving on, and the Tigers will take on Creighton, 1 versus 9 in the South region on Saturday. This has been the All-State Tournament postgame show on Westwood One. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. Again, the final score, Auburn 83, Alabama State 63. Let's thank our crew, studio coordinator Curtis Poindexter, associate producers Jordan Markovic and Dan Silverman, production supervisor Nick Pope, production assistant provided by Dan Peters, engineer Darrell Doss, producer Mike Dodson, coordinating producers Brian Finkelstein and Aaron Cummins, executive producer Mike Eby. The senior vice president of sports for Cumulus Media and Westwood One is Bruce Gilbert. Today's broadcast of the NCAA tournament on the Westwood One NCAA radio network has been sponsored by Monster.com, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by O'Reilly Auto Parts, by Wago, by Uber Eats, by Wrangler, and by NCAA.com. More exciting action to come from Lexington, Tennessee, and Wofford is next. Coverage starts at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. A reminder, you can listen to every tournament game via the free Westwood One Sports, Varsity Network, and NCAA March Madness apps, or with TuneIn Premium, and on SiriusXM. Online, find us at westwoodonesports.com and ncaa.com. And on any Alexa-enabled device, you can choose which game you want to listen to. Just say, open Westwood One Sports. And the final score from Lexington, Auburn 83, Alabama State 63. Now for John Sadak and LaFonso Ellis, I'm Brad Heller. Thank you for joining us. You've been listening to exclusive coverage of the 2025 Men's Basketball Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
You've been listening to SiriusXM Sports. We now return you to our
at 9:45. 8:30 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the LA Kings. Blackhawks on XM380 Internet 925, Kings on Internet 932. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Buffalo Sabres. Utah on XM205 Internet 947, Sabres on Internet 922. 9 p.m., Edmonton Oilers face the Winnipeg Jets. Oilers on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 930, Jets on Internet 951. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Boston Bruins. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 949. Bruins on Internet 921. 10:30 p.m., San Jose Sharks face the Carolina Hurricanes. Sharks on XM 219, Internet 942. Hurricanes on Internet 924. On the PGA Tour at noon, catch full coverage of the Valspar Championship on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:07 p.m., Toronto Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays on Internet 868. 1:10 p.m., Miami Marlins face the Houston Astros on Internet 851.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. Some odds and ends for you. August 6th, 2001, while playing for the Boston Red Sox, Scott Hatteberg of Moneyball fame lined into a triple play against the Texas Rangers during the fourth inning. His next at-bat was with none out in the sixth inning and the bases loaded. All Hatteberg did was take a Juan Marino pitch out of the park for his second career grand slam, in the process becoming the first player in Major League history to hit into a triple play, then follow that at-bat up with a grand slam. The Red Sox took the game 10-7. April 23rd, 1999, Chan-Ho Park, the first major leaguer from South Korea, served up not one but two grand slams in the same inning, a major league first. Pitching for the Los Angeles Dodgers at home against the St. Louis Cardinals, Park gave up the two big hits in the third inning, and both times Cards third baseman Fernando Tatis did the damage. Tatis became the first major leaguer to accomplish this feat and set a new record with 8 RBI in the same inning. Not bad for a player who had never cleared the bases with a home run before in his major league career. St. Louis went on to win the game 12-5. Park was also on the mound when Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants hit his 71st home run of the season on October 5th, 2001. That round trip removed Bonds' past Card slugger Mark McGwire for the most home runs in one season. For good measure, Park also served up Bonds' 72nd home run later that same game. Park last pitched in the majors in 2010 and recorded 124 wins. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA College Women's Basketball, 7 p.m., Columbia faces Washington on Sirius 139, XM 195, and Internet 957. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 12:15 p.m., Louisville faces Creighton on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 12:40 p.m., Purdue faces High Point on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 1:30 p.m., Wisconsin faces Montana on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 2 p.m., Houston takes on SIU Edwardsville on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 3:15 p.m., Clemson faces McNeese State on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 4 or 5 p.m., BYU faces VCU on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 4:35 p.m., Gonzaga faces Georgia on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 6:50 p.m., Tennessee takes on Wofford on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 7:10 p.m., Kansas faces Arkansas on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 7:25 p.m., Texas A&M takes on Yale on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 7:35 p.m., Missouri faces Drake on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 9:25 p.m., UCLA faces Utah State on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 9:45 p.m., St. John's faces Omaha on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 10 p.m., Michigan faces UC San Diego on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 10:10 p.m., Texas Tech takes on UNC Wilmington on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. In NCAA College Baseball, 7 p.m., Miami takes on Florida State on XM and Internet 371. 7 p.m., Vanderbilt faces Texas A&M on XM and Internet 374. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA College Women's Basketball, 7 p.m., Columbia faces Washington on Sirius 139, XM 195, and Internet 957. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 12:15 p.m., Louisville faces Creighton on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 12:40 p.m., Purdue faces High Point on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 1:30 p.m., Wisconsin faces Montana on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 2 p.m., Houston takes on SIU Edwardsville on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 3:15 p.m., Clemson faces McNeese State on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 4 or 5 p.m., BYU faces VCU on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 4:35 p.m., Gonzaga faces Georgia on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 6:50 p.m., Tennessee takes on Wofford on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 7:10 p.m., Kansas faces Arkansas on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 7:25 p.m., Texas A&M takes on Yale on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 7:35 p.m., Missouri faces Drake on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. 9:25 p.m., UCLA faces Utah State on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 963. 9:45 p.m., St. John's faces Omaha on Sirius 209, XM 202, and Internet 964. 10 p.m., Michigan faces UC San Diego on Sirius 210, XM 203, and Internet 965. 10:10 p.m., Texas Tech takes on UNC Wilmington on Sirius 211, XM 204, and Internet 966. In NCAA College Baseball, 7 p.m., Miami takes on Florida State on XM and Internet 371. 7 p.m., Vanderbilt faces Texas A&M on XM and Internet 374.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. Northern Dancer was a champion racehorse in the mid-'60s. The Canadian-bred Bay Stallion was the North American 3-year-old champion horse of the year after winning 2/3 of the American Triple Crown. His win at the Kentucky Derby was set in a record fashion of 2 minutes flat, a number that stood till 1973 when Secretariat would beat it. Northern Dancer went on to win the Preakness, but fell short of the Triple Crown when he placed third in the final leg. He would head on to Canada and win the last race of his career, the Queen's Plate, the first leg of Canada's Triple Crown. However, after a great effort, tenderness in his front left leg would end his career. Now, all those racing accomplishments may have been the least of his influence, though. The Stallion went on to become the greatest sire of his time. His penchant for delivering stakes champions made him the first one to demand $1 million stud fee in the world. From 1974 to 1988, his offspring led the Keeneland July